a Shadow Demon as well as the Enchant from Team Secret.
It's great because the two top teams from the West in each group, they're Secret and OG right now.
Yeah.
You got Bruce Lee, OG, the water dancer, the mystical style, and then you have Chuck Norris, Team Secret.
Yes.
Punch you in the face.
That just seems to beat everybody through brute force because they're just better than you. However, PSG.LGD, arguably the best team in China, either them or Vici thus far, I would say. Looking to challenge them for that top seed in Group A. I believe that the #1 seed has the option to pick who they want to play from the other group, whether that would be the 3rd or the 4th seed. So a lot of this series will decide it if a team were to 2-0 the other.
Yes, it feels like that. And you see that last ban, PSG.LGD, they thought about it for a little bit longer, but they will not be the first team to give up techies to Team Secret, and they do just ban out. There goes the Marana. What are we feeling
why is
right
everybody
here?
banning techies against Secret, Grant?
Well, I think everyone just banned. I mean, I think techie should just be permanently picked if it's not banned, because that hero does a lot with a little. But also because Yapzor is one of the best players on techies ever known to mankind.
And I also think Puppy's been spamming it, so I think they have both supports can play the techies.
I mean, I'm really surprised we just haven't seen it more. The fact you can do this 600 damage nuke at level 1, and then you just die without giving up anything, and then you TP back with your carry's items, makes it a pretty good hero.
Yeah, just surprised that yeah, like you said, I didn't think he was going to be broken at TI, but for the first time ever, I thought he was really going to see some niche picks. And we haven't had the pleasure or displeasure, however you look at it, of watching a techies. We have seen 4-position Invoker several times in the tournament.
That's what we're seeing.
So that's almost certainly a first-round Invoker that's going to be a support.
Well, they already opened this exact same thing. It's the Zai Tiny as well as the Yapzor Invoker, and the lane is just so strong.
Is it Cold Snap Avalanche? Is that the Wombo combo?
It is. And Tornado for disengage. You also have this, right? We always talk about purges. Tornado, it purges no matter what there is.
And it's so impossible to play against Invoker Tiny. You're just getting cold snapped, you're getting stunned, you're getting tossed. Like
you're not getting
stomp
stomped.
Yeah, it's just you have to position so far back that you just kind of become a stomp bot.
Can you just pick Lifestealer here, for instance? Is that a viable pick? I was just curious if they have to pick a core, right?
Do we like this? I feel like we've seen a lot of Sand King.
Have not been overly impressed with Sand King's results thus far.
Why don't you like it, Kyle? What's wrong with the hero?
I don't know. It just feels like as far as offlaners go, its game impact pales in comparison to like the Centaur Tides of the meta. It just doesn't have as much versatility with the item build either, I think.
Yeah, it seems like it's always like Veil, Blink, and
always helping. Unless you're Seb, in that case, it changes.
You're getting some Tread's HUD or something. You're like, oh, okay.
Sandstorm is one of the most broken abilities on paper, and I think when they reworked it, it took a lot of people a long time to figure out how to deal with Sand King. And now that he's been, I believe, solved by the opponent team, that has neutered his ability to. He was almost one of those heroes that was more broken than he really was, because Sandstorm was such a new concept in the game of Dota once it was reworked to be that you can move around in this big radius, be invis, you do tons of damage, and people were carrying sentries on the Sand King, such that if you laid a sentry down, the Sand King would just sentry quelling it. And now people just bring dust. They pick heroes like Nyx, they pick heroes like Slardar, ones that just catch the Sand King.
Kunkka.
Yeah, exactly. Kunkka is a great example as well. And then as safe laners, they also figured out how to play against it. I personally have maybe 4 or 5 heroes I would like to play in the lane versus Sand King. Anything that doesn't mind the lane always pushed into its tower, and anything with a decent amount of sustain is really good against the Sandstorm harass that Sand King offers. And that alone makes me not like him as an offlaner. There's a lot of offlaners where it constricts my hero pool or the carry hero pool very, very drastically, and then also none of those heroes you're super excited to play. And there's a lot of exciting heroes, I believe, to play carry against Sand King.
I think the bans of PSG.LGD kind of demonstrate what makes Secret so tough to draft against, where Secret just bans 4 top meta heroes. PSG.LGD, they give it a Chen, Techies, Brood, Kunkka, because Lord knows all of Secret can play the hero if necessary. And this 5th ban can take some time.
Have we seen a Nisha Kunkka? Because I know we saw a Ramses Kunkka.
Not this tournament, at least, but I'm sure I can't remember, but I'm sure he's played it at least once.
People were talking about the strength of Kunkka a little bit prior to TI. I was hearing about it, and I kind of doubted it. I thought, yeah, Kunkka's a fine hero. We'll see him. But I didn't expect him to be this highly prioritized. Teams are first rounding him
Do you have a
across the board almost.
do you guys know why that is? Is it he has catch? He's innately tanky, versatility, just
team fight,
just
catch,
a
wave clear.
a lot of boxes checked off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the cleave change is also significant because it affects these minus armor strats like we saw Infamous use, with the Slaughter Kunkka.
And that'll be the Life Stealer ban, so they don't want it themselves. They just banned it out.
Oh, he also has insanely good talents.
The
He
Kunkka.
does,
Yeah.
yeah.
Doesn't he have 40 damage at level 10?
Oh, yeah, 40
Like
damage
that-
level 10.
How much gold is that worth, right?
A good amount.
That's a demon edge.
I
It's
mean,
like 2k worth of gold.
Troll has it at level 20, so you're getting that 10 levels
Yeah.
earlier than him.
Yeah.
The thing
And
about
it's an AoE
Kunkka
cleave.
is he's a
Yeah.
hero you have to address. Like, you have to pick around him. You have to think about the X. You have to think about the boat. And you have to think about the lane matchups. And then if you counter him, people have been playing it as a 3 or a 4. And he's still, quote-unquote, useful. He still throws out his stuff. He can still make do with a bad lane. Certain heroes, when they have a bad lane, kind of just crumble. Like, they're meant to be picked into good lanes. Kunkka kind of just makes do with what he's got. And he's still got a boat buff for the rest of his team. 40% damage mitigation. Obviously on a
It's another-
delay.
yeah.
But
Yeah, it's another box check, too. It's also great to fight around objectives in Roshan with Kunkka.
So
Any
why do you
choke point.
ban Jakiro? Is it just because it's really useful against the offlane Tiny as a 5 position? Slow down his attack speed?
I think how Team Secret's been playing is they always it's different than OG, right? They do these little like skirmishes, 3-4 man ganks, they outnumber you. Team Secret just wants to 5v5 you. And Jakiro seems like one of those heroes that can just stop that. I mean, they played it themselves middle on mid one earlier with this exact same lineup. That's why I was like, "Oh, I thought they might take it, but they'll get a Crystal Maiden instead, get that sweet sweet mana
So why the Crystal Maiden here?
for the sweet sweet mana." I mean, it's good on the Tiny Invoker, but Kyle, maybe you have a better reasoning for it?
It makes 4 Invoker much easier to play. Yapsor's been going like relatively. He gets Ags when he can, of course, but I think I saw a game where he just had like Bassi straight into Lotus Orb. Tiny as well loves having Siamora, but it's just one of Puppy's signature heroes, and it allows him to play aggressive. Also excellent against both ET and Sand King, because you just save your Frostbite to interrupt the stomp, or wait. Yeah, it's a mini stun.
No, the Frostbite no longer. They
Yeah.
reworked roots that they only cancel TPs.
Yeah,
They don't
okay. I was like,
cancel
yeah, I knew
channels.
something I'm saying was wrong.
Yeah.
It had like
I
I'm
always
starting
assume
to.
you're
And there's a
wrong.
few things before that, but that one, yeah, that was the biggest one. No, I was kidding. It was, and guess what? FY, he's got the drafting hand. Of course he's going to take that Rubik.
Is Jug the pick? I always am never excited about Jug right now.
Mm.
He kind of got nerfed enough to the point where
I-
he's still the all-around hero, but he doesn't do it nearly as well as he used to.
Mm,
I just look at this. They have 3 kind of team fight, do stuff type heroes, and none of them kill Jug.
what about a Visage?
Dude, I thought we were going to see so much of that hero. Every pub, like, I was only home for like 3 days in between tournaments, and every Chinese pub I watched, I mean, right, it was just Secret versus like newbie, and Visage was first picked every
have we
single
seen
game.
it like fail at this tournament where people tried it and then it just didn't work?
We've
or
seen
nobody...
like I've seen 1 game win and 1 game loss. It just
Okay.
it was just crazy because right they play RD. Maybe that's the difference, right? You're playing RD over in these pubs, and Visage is just better than every other hero, I guess, if some aren't in that pool.
Yeah, it's true. There's a lot of counters that like
There
ruin
are, yeah.
Visage's game. So
So what hero do you want to save
Ooh.
Nisha's hero for
I'd
last?
rather
or?
see his hero because you know his lane opponents.
Okay.
That's why I would like to see his.
Clinks maybe.
Slark.
Slark's okay. I think Slark overall is a better hero than Jug, but I also think that Slark here, it's nice because all of the stuns LG has picked so far, it looks like this is all the stuns they're gonna pick for the most part, or at least they want to pick.
Yeah.
And I think Invoker, Invoker. Faceless Void is insanely strong here for LGD.
Yeah,
it's
I
really good
agree.
against Invoker, pretty good against Tiny, and insanely good against Slark. And you have the ET Rubik Sand
Yeah,
King
I agree.
dump damage into the chrono.
It's an Ame special too.
Yeah.
And I just want to talk about the Slark versus Jug real quick because I think that the reason we don't see as much Jug is just because he's more of a burst DPS carry in this, whereas Slark, also Jug can't really buy Midas. Slark
Yeah.
can, and Slark just scales better. Slark gets a kill, and now he's looking to hunt for even more. Whereas Jug, you Omni Slash, all of a sudden a buyback, and all of a sudden you got to get away. And yeah, it's a good
Void,
call.
as you
This
say.
is the Void pick. Like you got to.
Feels good. Void game. They only
How-
have very limited disables. Yeah, the Slark leash is good against you nowadays. Cancels the time walk. The matchup used to be very one-sided for Void, but now with the diffusal plus the leash breaking your time walk, it's not 100% one-sided.
Do you
but
need a
I'm feeling very
reasonably
confident.
early BKB going against like this Invoker who, if he just stands way behind, he'll always have this tornado, this EMP
100%.
kind of stuff?
I think Ame goes Midas Maelstrom
Into
BKB.
it,
I believe that's the build he generally goes.
Yeah.
I think that would be a really reasonable
Yeah, love that band.
series of events or series of item builds for Ame here.
And there, as Kyle says, OD gets banned out, a hero that we can see just take over games, and obviously very good versus Slarky, as talked about that last series, and very good with the Faceless
Yeah.
Void, obviously.
Now, what hero for maybe is the question. I feel like you don't want like the Quap Storm Puck Embers type hero because there's just too many disables and roots on the side of Secret.
You don't like a Lena here?
Too squishy. Maybe Lena would be all right, but I'd rather maybe something
Death
like a
Prophet?
DK. Exactly. The DK DP seems like the better option just so that you have both the tower pressure that the draft lacks at the moment, plus a hero that's just more sustainable. And with the sniper band, you got to assume it'll be a Death Prophet.
Oh. It's a Shadow Fiend.
Of course. That is a lot more damage.
That
that is a lot of
is-
mid-game damage thrown into the chrono. I don't mind SF against Slark, actually, because you defend yourself. If Slark
But-
goes on you, you just ult on top of yourself. It's a little annoying.
Is
All
it?
I'm saying is, in the mid-game, Slark cannot fight now. He absolutely cannot participate in the mid-game.
Until he gets what items?
I would say you're going to need Midas Diffusal BKB
Okay.
Yeah.
but before you're fighting. You might not even go to Fusel this game because you need items that give you health.
Does TA make sense here?
TA just isn't quite the lane winner she used to be. I think it is a good TA game.
But do you just want to completely dumpster Shadow Fiend, or do you need something better for their overall game? Because we only got 20 seconds left, because this is their reserve time.
What would mid one do?
What would mid one do? How about a mid silencer, man? Is that a mid one hero?
Everything's a
I
mid
mean,
one.
we've seen, yeah, I was about to say. Let's see. Last pick will be the Pudge. Here we go.
shit.
And if you didn't know, Pudge versus Shadow Fiend, this has been an awful matchup for Shadow Fiend. I mean, back in Dota 1, obviously you now have the Razes stacking, but you guys like this.
They have a
You're
lot of
loving
roam
this.
potential. Even though this is a 3-position tiny, if the SF pulls ahead in lane, it's really hard for Pudge. He has a lot of sustain, but the raise damage is just insane.
Dude,
they
they're-
have to gank
I-
this guy
They're,
over and over
they're
again,
doing
right?
what they did earlier when they had a gyro middle. You just cold snap plus
Yeah,
rot
exactly.
on top, and you just like instantly die. It's the
It's-
same with Rocket Barrage.
It was
That's
old school.
So
We used
strong.
to see Invoker, Quaspex Invoker mid, right,
Yeah.
with a Phoenix rotating, and you
Yes.
just cold snap Sunray, and it just stun.
can't do
You can't
anything.
play Dota. As to your point, now it's a roaming Invoker, sure, but it's the same concept. And I mean, sure, you might be concerned about rotations if you're mid one, but you've got to feel confident because in any scenario where you have even numbers mid, Secret come out ahead. In
Yeah.
a 2-on-2 scenario, for sure, 1-on-1, like you've got to assume mid one is like this is the Alliance Navi might be El Clasico, but when it comes to mid 1v1s, I feel like SF versus Pudge is like the iconic going back like 15 years.
Yeah, I think
It's the mid
man.
matchup.
Okay, so we're seeing these drafts, and I want to see how many. Show many win. Look at that. He is an Invoker player, even though he's a 4-yep, so he's been playing it for a long time. Will be the Elder Titan on the other side. So is this? You really like the Pudge pick? You don't think it's cute at all? It's just a good
It's
hero right
super
now.
good against Void.
Yeah,
It's a save.
exactly.
The
Like that's
save,
what's so
yeah.
crazy about it is that this Pudge is good for multiple different reasons. It's insane synergy with the Secret lineup, but it's like one of my it's probably my favorite anti-Void hero because it's near you have to get the Pudge in the Chrono now.
And you
Or-
can't really kill him either.
It's not like
But
you
you
can
have to get him
block
in.
the hook.
Yeah.
If you block the hook, it's
You're
Void, you
out.
just die.
Yeah.
Like
It's a good pick here. It definitely feels nice. And so who are you, it sounds like you guys both like each draft. Obviously, this Chrono is going to be very good, pretty good against the Slark. If you had to give a little bit of a draft advantage, who are you giving it to?
I gotta give it to Secret.
I love both drafts, to be honest. I just think I'm always going to root for the Pudge.
Yeah,
So
and you even have tiny Pudge. You have CM. Like, the one thing that sucks about Pudge is that Hook costs so much mana, and you have no, like, you don't want to buy a Soul Ring or any sort of mana regen if you don't have to, and you don't here because you have Crystal Maiden. Like, how does Secret draft a last pick Pudge and it seems perfect? They even have Tiny. Tossing him in, tossing him out, like.
You do have 0 armor on this middle Pudge. Is there
True.
a chance you just get, I mean, obviously you get an insane amount of HP regen with your Flesh Heat, but
you just win
get
the
harassed out
block
of lane?
and you be within tower range.
That's true.
That's all you gotta do.
That's it.
Easy game.
And it does look like he is going to try to start there, blow both of them, right? Sometimes you see these middle heroes go and help out these runes like we're seeing top. No one, it's going to be a 2v2. Zai is going to get right-click. There's going to be a toss, and Zai will get the toss into the steal. But he does get bashed. He's going to take a ton of damage. Won't die, but, man, he is getting eaten alive right now. Will he die? Body blocked by Yapzor helping him out there. So much damage, but they get all 4 runes, by the way.
Yeah.
That is a 4-rune win for Secret, and all it took was Zai's healing salve, which he's got
Pays for
gold.
itself, right?
And let's
Got
see
the
the
runes.
middle block. It looks like mid one is going to win it barely. It will be on his side a little bit more. Now, yeah, you have to be careful. He does have that first flash heap.
9 health regen.
And he has effectively 96 damage when he's last hitting.
What?
With the quelling, oh, he just ate a branch,
is it
but the
tough?
quelling blade plus the base damage.
X-Nova, he's just trying to trade hits with Zai. So obviously doesn't do the most right-click damage.
God, that's so much CS. I like that maybe you went Raise level 1. That was necessary because you actually can't outlast it with 40 damage against 78, or 71 rather.
Now he is 5-0 against a 3-0. The other lane we really haven't talked about is going to be that bottom one. It's going to be a Sand King Rubik. We see X-Nova getting chased down versus a Crystal Maiden and a Slark. Pretty strong lane on LGD's side, right?
Mid one still has 3 stacks on him. That was really well done by Maybe. He's keeping them up so that he can continue threatening Pudge under tower.
Doesn't have, he has mana in 2. Mid one might need to be a little bit careful. Just gonna right click. The stacks do wear off. Getting there. Top lane, we've seen a lot of pressure. There's the cold snap again. Ame's only level 1, just getting smacked up. There's gonna be a toss. That's gonna be a first blood.
You said it,
Man.
BSJ. And with that Bassi level 1.
He just solo killed him mid. I watched it. He went for the range creep on Pudge and maybe read him like a book. Hit him with the short range, hit him with the medium, and then hit him with the long.
Yep, and he had his chicken coming out. Well, he didn't have any regen coming out. Do you almost, I mean, obviously you just want to rot and die instead and feed a little bit of gold there. You're seeing the rune spawn. It will be an arcane rune up top, I'm sure. Shadow Fiend would love to get this. Mid one's going to have to deny it, though. Just go take it himself, because he's already getting low. He has to pop his healing self he just brought. Top lane again, X-Nova in trouble, goes down. Zai goes down as well, and this is a bloodbath up top. Boots. Bassi already up on the Invoker. I'm surprised. I thought bottom lane, you got a Rubik, you got a Sand King. I thought you were going to be getting some kills, but no, it's all top.
Yeah, Slark is... I'm telling you, there's a lot of safe lane carries you just don't mind playing into Sand King. Early on, since they're just maxing Sandstorm nowadays, you're just not threatened. He is 1-0-1,
He's not, yeah, he's
which is fascinating. I have not seen that before.
Yeah, it's the right choice, though, against Slark. That's why you used to own Slark as Sand King, right? That was how you played, where you always threatened this stun in the middle of a creep wave with a bunch of... what the hell is the word?
Caustic Finale.
Yeah, caustic. Yeah. Thank you, JJ. And then all of a sudden, bam, he
Thanks,
pops for like
Griff.
400 damage.
Yep, they are just going to be trading some farm now. Top lane as well. X-Nova is just running at Yapzor. He is at 50% health. He knows Zai already used his toss, though, so he's not in too much danger. And Ame, he may have died, but he's still 15-8. FY taking a ton of damage down bottom. Won't be able to chase it, though. I'm looking at middle. 22-7 versus 14-1 right now. Sam is having an absolutely great time here.
Yeah, but it's all about the Pudge 6. This lane changes dramatically once that...
You gotta always
Ultimate
watch
comes
out for
online.
TPs, right? That's when lane starts shifting up. You get a hook, you get a dismember. People are just gonna start TPing in, and mayhem begins. Up top, there will be a bash. There's gonna be an EMP. No one wants to lose all their mana, but it looks like Ame, he'll lose a decent chunk. There's gonna be the tornado. He's taking so much damage. He's just gonna go down.
What?
Yeah, Nisha committed with the
Nisha died
leash
as well,
to
yeah.
try to get the Sand King, and instead the Sand King just turned around and
Focus.
burst striked him.
And Zai, yeah, still going in. There's gonna be a spirit. He's gonna try to refresh it. He's doing 200 damage a hit. Let's see what he can do here.
Zero
Bob,
hero.
he needs 2 more hits, it looks like.
Toss into
Toss
tower.
back to-
Oh, man. Is he under the tower? There is. There's going to be 2 tower hits. This is going to be a kill. Zai baits him in. And wow, Yaps or Zai, they are having a good time. You see the Void has 1911 CS, but 2 deaths now.
Mid lane is a little rough. You did pick this Pudge into the SF. I thought they were going to put a lot more attention gank-wise onto this mid lane with Secret, because I knew Pudge would not do well in a strict 1v1. So I have to believe what they're going to do is go for mid-game ganks, where they choose to just let this SF kind of get his early game start that he's getting, and they're going to try to pop him like a piñata.
And
Because he's so much net worth.
the Elder Titan, by the way, has 2 stacks in the big camp and 2 in the small camp. He's just gonna, is he gonna kill Zai? No, the toss away under the tower again. There's gonna be the cold snap, EMP coming out, the tree throw as well. Won't be able to get the kill, but so much damage, and Zai survives. All it would take is 1 more hit there.
Yeah, deja vu a bit there, throwing him under tower.
Now, looks like we might have our first rotation middle, but it's actually FY. He's actually just kind of chilling around here.
Hooking the catapult under tower on Pudge. That was cool.
Oh. Dude,
They glyph it.
we theory crafted that before the tournament started. We were like, okay, Mirana can kill catapults. What else can deal with them? We're like,
They
oh,
really
Pudge,
thought,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to try to push forward. Somnus 39-20 having an absolute great game, but guess who's here? It's Zai. He's going to try to find the toss.
no.
He gets the range creep instead. Puppy TP's in. Now they're going to try to turn it onto this FY Rubik. It's a 3v2, but it feels like LGD's the more scary.
Nice
people.
hook.
Nice hook, though. FY will get brought down. He's just going to try to chase after him. There will be the tree
No
throw.
flesh heap stack.
Gets the kill. That is 3 heroes rotated. And he's still going to pick up the rune here. It's a haste rune as well. This is scary, Zai. Be careful for this toss. Yeah, he's going to toss one. Still not level 6 on the Pudge, though. And there's going to be 2 raises. He's going to go in for this kill. He gets the 3rd raise, and there's going to be the Fade Bolt. FY will take that. Zai is going to throw out a stun. There's going to be a Tornado as well. I just don't think they can bring him down. He has Treads double Wraithbane. He might turn it. And this farm on Shadow Fiend feels so scary right now if you're Secret. And there's going to be the lift. There's going to be a raise. There's going to be a 2nd raise, and there's going to be an easy kill. Shadow Fiend is getting a little out of control right now. Bottom lane, they're going in. That will be a stun out. Chalice will be fine. Nisha is farming pretty well. 36-8 now. Void is 34-15. Does have 2 deaths, though. Is going to move forward. Gets the first hit. Bash on Zai. Going to toss him back. Obviously, we already saw the time walk used. And this is a 11 kill in 7-minute game. We are just running at each other right now. Shadow Fiend back to the jungle. That's what he can do, right? Just farm these stacks, have a good old time, dominate lane, dominate the jungle. Yeah. So easy to get gold.
And now that Pudge is level 6, you kind of got to get out of dodge mid. You just catch a hook,
and you're
get
dead.
eaten, you're dead. Doesn't matter if you have a level advantage.
Yep. All it takes is usually +1 hero, but there's always going to be a hero willing to TP to kill that Shadow Fiend and share that experience.
Looks like he's going Yules on SF. Maybe drums, based on the win lice.
We've seen a little bit of each. What would you like more? Does it feels like it does kind of matter versus Pudge. Do you want that Yules?
Yeah, I personally prefer like the
Chalice.
magic damage build with the ET and everything on your team. Sand King's probably going to build a Veil. Yes, we are watching Chalice narrowly escape there.
Would have been nice. Obviously, he does have 24 agility stolen, so Nisha will keep dominating this lane. And mid one, he's just chilling around. He is scared, though. He won't even be able to farm on his own, even though the Shadow Fiend isn't there. It's going to be a regen rune. They'll give it to Zai, who has the bottle.
Triple stack for Somnus top.
He's just going to take it. I like it. They use it early for the Elder Titan to get all the damage and dominate the lane, and then you just give it to your Shadow Fiend.
Yep, and Kyle said he just has to get out of mid, knowing where he needs to be on the map with his hero.
Talking about mid now, it's a level 6 Pudge. He's running over here, trying to kill these mud golems. Chalice knows something's up because his smoke break, there is going to be a chrono up top. Zai goes down, but now mid one is getting initiated on. There's going to be a stun, there's going to be a stomp. Fade Bolt flies in as well.
Yep,
mid
both.
one drops. And this PSG.LGD, they're looking great right now.
Yeah, I love how Somnus left the lane, and then the minute his team comes back. The reason why you don't want to stay in lane is because you're like a liability to your team because they have to worry about you getting ganked. But you come with your team to help them get the kills and
he is going
pressure this mid tower.
Will be the drums that he's flying out right now. They're trying to defend this middle tower. 3 heroes from Seeker right now. And that's a TP in. This Pudge doesn't know Chalice is right under him. Maybe he does. He's not scared. There will be a dust pop. Puppy's here as well now. It's going to be a 4-on-3 fight. There's going to be a nice double stun. He's still in the sandstorm. They're taking so much damage. Zai's just going to run in. He's going to get the stun toss combo up on. There's going to be a tornado hitting onto 4 of them. No one's dead quite yet. They're going to look for the Shadow Fiend. This would be a big kill, but mid one just gets turned on, right-clicked down. There's going to be regen rune used by Zai. They kill the Elder Titan. Zai get a toss in. Puppy. Hello, Somnus. There's a stun by Chalice. They want to try to save him. The cold snap stopping him from doing anything. Guess who's here? It's going to be Nisha. You got to bring the numbers. Chalice might be the next one to go down. That's a triple kill for Nisha. He doesn't have the pounce, but he doesn't need it. Now he will. This could be a rampage at 9 minutes in. No, because the other heroes top. Calm down.
Settle down,
Myself.
Grant. There's literally nobody within 6,000 units of him.
But what if he TP top and got the kill?
Okay, okay, you're right, you're right.
But that... What a turnaround. It's
Yeah.
now 9-9. You just got, you got 4 kills on the Slark. He got 3 permanent agility from that.
Yep, time
That
to
was
check
Did
out
he
the
get 4? He had
net
4 kills?
worths.
Wasn't that an ultra kill?
Yeah, it was
yeah,
an
it was
ultra
4,
kill.
but he just...
Oh, yeah, because he didn't get the attack on.
You either have to
Yeah.
be attacking them or be within proximity, yeah. So he might have killed somebody with
He killed somebody with Q.
Dark Pact, yeah.
But either way, he's now suddenly got a Midas in a couple of moments. Yeah, like he's 100 gold away all of a sudden.
Just like that. That's going to be
And
about 11
he's caught the shadow. Wasn't maybe like 1,500 ahead of the game just a couple moments ago?
Or
Yep.
so, yeah.
That's
Dies
SF in a
once.
nutshell. That's why I'm not a huge fan of the hero in this current meta.
Middle
'cause
lane.
There's a lot of
They're
fighting
actually
going
just
on.
diving under the tower right now. X-Nova going to get right-click down. Can't even get the stomp, and give me that flesh heap.
Mid
That's
one's
actually
on
his
the
first
board.
one,
Yep,
yeah.
on the board, baby.
Yeah, that. You already see Zai. He's hasted. He's looking again. He's like, wait, one person fell for it. Somnus hiding on the right side under the trees, and now they're pushing this middle tower. Looked like LGD might have taken it very early. There's going to be a lift up. Will he be able to raise? They pop the drums. They just want to run in. Will there be an eat? There will be, but it's going to be a kill. Stun flies out from Zai. Won't do too much. Bottom lane will get the pounce up. Chalice gets the stun. Here comes the ulti as well. Will he just run away? Nisha says goodbye.
That's why I love phase boots on Slark, because even when you're not in your ultimate, the extra movement speed boost is just so nice.
This top tower, by the way, looks like Ame might be able to take it down with this siege creep. He's actually moving forward, wants to kill Puppy. He does have the chrono as well if he wants to use it on Yapzor. Not quite, he's just continuing to
double
push,
bash.
and oh my goodness, just melts him down. There's a lot of heroes here. They do need to be careful for that chrono. Zai, he doesn't really have mana either. And I think Ame's like, wait a minute, he really doesn't. And there's a lot of heroes up here from both teams right now.
And he does have the Midas complete on Void. It's at base, but a lot of attack speed from the treads and the Midas. I said he's probably going to, he queues up the Maelstrom.
And probably
Just
be
a nice,
after.
nice amount of damage with the 60 attack speed from treads, as well as the Glove of Haste, or sorry, the Hand of Midas. And then you have the Maelstrom for damage. And then you have the BKB. And you're pretty much unkillable this game, to be honest.
Bottom, another drum going to be used by the Shadow Fiend. Puppy does juke nicely. They thought they were going to try to super juke, but he just did the simple walk in trees and walk out.
And this will be an interesting game because you got a big net worth advantage on the Void now in comparison to the 2 cores of Secret that aren't the Slark.
Yeah.
However, you have a lot of methods of peeling him until the BKB comes up. You've got the hooks out. I mean, you have a ton of lockdown. You have the Invoker for the counter initiation. I think the BKB timing for LGD, as it has been traditionally throughout history, especially with this squad, like that's when they're really looking to get things moving.
And it feels like Shadow Fiend probably will have it in about the next 3 to 4 minutes here,
Yeah.
farming so quickly. Already has the Ogre Axe. And even, takes the Tome for level 12.
And I really like that on the Sanking of Chalice as well, going for the hood instead of the Veil. Maybe Blink afterwards, but I really hate seeing Veil like super early on if it doesn't seem to have a purpose. I think that there's just other items that probably way more roster survivability.
There we go in, will be the EMP, stuns out before, will get frozen in place. There is going to be the urn on top with that cold snap. Puppy just going to throw out the ulti. Chalice though, as you said, he has a hood, he doesn't really care. And now Ame just comes down here. Puppy's like, I'm just going to keep letting it rip, no bash yet. Finally gets one, gets a second one as well, needs about 2 more attacks, goes for the freeze, throws out the Nova, but will just go down.
He canceled the W so that he could wait for the cooldown on Q and get those 3 creeps before he died.
Get it?
Baller.
Efficiency. And now top lane, they're diving. X-Nova looks to be in a ton of trouble. Slark wants this +1 agility, going for the stomp. Toss up. Nisha gets the kill, and this should be a tier 1 tower as well.
Oh, but the Midas is up.
It is. Luckily, look at that. Oh, gets it. 2 seconds. I got the efficiency chart
He
for us.
needed the tower kill, though.
Yeah. And he hits both. So that's a lot of farm. Now the top net worth in the game, 100 above the Shadow Fiend, who's about to be in the jungle and probably repass him, but Arcane Rune, FY will scoop it up, has an Aether Lens.
I like this. Ame could be hitting a tower, but he could time walk to the camp to Midas it. And that's what he did.
It's such an interesting. This is the first time I think we've seen either of these teams play, right?
For us, yeah.
This is the first time we've. Oh no, we saw LGD.
Yeah, Fnatic, LGD.
It's just interesting. The comparison, like we saw so much OG, but like these two teams, similar level, but different styles, right?
Yeah,
it's far more
fundamentally sound. It feels like. And there's going to be a TP in middle. There's 2 TPs. There's going to be Lift. You have the Aether Lens. He's going to steal the stun as well. Tossing back, or steal the toss, pardon me. And now Puppey, he's there. He's getting Sandstorm. Nice. Tornado hits on 2 of them, and Puppey's just going to wander on out.
Did Rubik just save the Tiny with that toss? I think he might have.
Yeah, it looked like he would just stand in the Sandstorm, get stunned, but tosses out, and Zai's like, all right, cool. I got the Arcane Rune. I'm just going to be rolling on out of here.
I was going to say roll
They're
out.
looking. Yeah, they're looking for him. They're like, where does this guy go?
Yeah, but even the ET Spirit's scouting out.
We'll just make it out. There's a BKB up in about 500 gold on that Shadow Fiend. What about the Slark? Slark is going to Defusal. I know you said maybe he won't, but he's having such a good game. That
Midas Defusal into BKB is the standard, I'd say, in this type of game. The Midas means you don't really want to fight mid-game. Drums means you do. And then you go for the Defusal into the survivability. He could consider other items, but I think they just have so much magic damage on LGD and so little right click that it's pretty necessary.
Look at that comparison right now. It's a rough one for mid one. 0-5-5 versus the 4-1-2 and that hero damage. But mid one does now have a blink. He doesn't have it on him, but he is going to be flying it out soon. Top lane, we're setting up.
Mid one's pose was way better though.
There's going to be the Tornado. They go. Nisha hasn't shown himself quite yet. There's going to be a Cold Snap stun as well. Nisha's just on top of Somnus. There's going to be a Fade Bolt, so he's doing a lot less damage. Toss him away to try to save him. There's going to be another toss back. There's just 2 tosses everywhere. Zai's just getting bashed up, and there's just going to be 1 kill in this fight. It looks like maybe Zai almost gets out, but Ame will bring him down.
Space made though. Both Puppey and mid one farming lanes. It's PSG.LGD group up as 5. They do have a 3K lead on the Chinese stack though, so.
Oh, hooks over the regen rune. So with this Blink Dagger, do you start getting a
Cold
lot
snap.
more aggressive?
Can't cast Chrono.
He's in a little bit of trouble. The stun comes out now. He's going to throw the Chrono. Whoa, he whiffs it right there, but he gets it on top of the Slark just barely, and they do actually get the kill. Pardon me, 432 gold going his way. They're going to try to turn it around now. Shadow Fiend just throwing out a lot of raises. That ulti gets canceled, and guess what? You bring the numbers. You get the win. There's a nice stun, not even a blink. There will be another one coming out from Zai, though. The Avalanche, it won't matter, and that's a stolen. And they just get out of there.
Whew, that Chrono was perfect. It did catch the Slark, and
Yeah,
he put it to where he did to try to make Invoker get caught or at least zone him as much as possible. I really like that.
And that's an uncharacteristic mistake from Secret because they had a blink on their Pudge that just wasn't utilized for that play. If you're going to make that move, he needs to be involved, especially when you consider the way that kit works. In fact, you can see him, you can see mid one in the river. He's just not able to connect in time. If he's just 5 seconds closer, he's blinking forwards and throwing out a hook. And he's getting either the Void or the Slark, and this fight is totally different for Secret.
Meanwhile, mid one does force out the BKB from Somnus, who does get the tier 1 tower, but 10-second BKB expended against an Invoker, Pudge, Crystal Maiden, Tiny. A lot of heroes that punish, basically killing you for sure if you're not in BKB.
So hypothetically, we're going into the 30-40 minute mark. We've got 5 slotted cores. Who do you guys like going into the late game?
Definitely LGD.
Okay. Is it just the core matchups, the Void against the
I just think
kind
Void
of
is the strongest hero in the game at that point.
Oh, wait, what time is the what talent is the Pudge GPM at?
20.
20?
180.
He does get there pretty quick because of the XP talent, though.
That's true.
I've been seeing a lot more Pudges actually take the rot damage, but you need that gold.
I'm a fan of the XP talent myself.
He was too far behind
to not go it.
Yeah, exactly. Rot damages, because the thing is, when you're ahead, you actually want the rot damage, because when you go XP, you actually level too quickly. And then it's like you die once. Yeah, at like 23 minutes and you're dead for 90 seconds. You're just like, oh no.
You fed like 700 experience or like more to another
more
hero.
Than that. It'd be like 3,000.
Maybe 3,700 we can combine.
I mean, it rounds up 700 to 3,000. Yeah.
There's still a freezing field, by the way, on this Rubik.
He's going to lose in about a minute, but it isn't a game-changing spell, but in team fights, especially within the chrono, that would be a lot of damage, I believe is the proper term.
Yes.
Indeed.
Ame bottom getting close to that BKB already with that Maelstrom, the Midas. It's a 6K lead. Even though it's only 5 kills ahead, it just feels like PSG.LGD is destroying this game right now. Just farming efficiently. He's going Hurricane Pike. You like that on Shadow Fiend? BKB Hurricane Pike?
Your job is to hit people in chrono, so I think his game is very position-based. So I'm not saying I love it, but it allows you to position around the chrono a lot, around these heroes like the Pudge. The Hurricane Pike is the only way for him to get out a leash from the Slark without having to BKB. I think overall, if he's alive, he's going to output enough damage, and that synergizes with that concept.
Gotcha. And there will be a smoke up from PSG.LGD, but they won't find anyone. They even scan down. There won't be any heroes, and it will be a 2-for-2 rune exchange, as well as the main rune going to the Pudge.
I feel like that was almost an insurance smoke by LGD. Make sure that they want to secure these runes, and that Secret would have to 5v5 them if they want to take them. Ame, I don't think they were too, like, trying to fight 5-on-5 per se, because Ame was 200 gold off BKB going into those runes. And now he has it. Zai going to take mid tower for free, basically. They are trying to get a little trade going on here from LGD. This tier 2 bottom usually doesn't mean too much, but it is a tier 2 tower nonetheless. They do use Fort as well. That's not going to refresh.
Looks like they want to maybe try to push top as well.
Yeah, Secret just want to buy some time here. They're not really ready to take a team fight.
Ooh, he fakes out the chrono.
They do have Blink Tiny.
Yeah, but this Tiny won't be able to blink right now. Yeah, there's going to be a bash, and he just pops the BKB. He doesn't care. There's Earth Splitter as well. Puppey is there. Will he pop the chrono? No. Lets him go, and now we do see Nisha. He's just running. He's like, I'm gone. Yep. Midas up.
Yeah, PSG.LGD, they are strong now. You've got the BKB timing. It's go. And you want to kill, you want to go Roche, and then you can look to blow this game open. But Secret, you want long, drawn-out fights. Abuse your positional mechanics and your peel. Hook people out, toss people in, rinse, repeat, look for Invoker to get some sick tornadoes off, and Nisha just trying to build up stacks and eventually be able to take out these PSG.LGD cores. But they're just not, you can't deal with them until the BKBs come down.
They do have Spirit Vessel on Invoker, but he does not have any charges. And they do have BKB on both cores from LGD, so it's not going to be the most impactful purchase for the first item for your 4 position.
And on the other side, the 4 position is Rubik. Just picked up a 4. You got Tranquil 4-staff Aether Lens at 22 minutes in.
Wow.
You are farmed.
He's more farmed than the Tiny, and he's almost... Oh, okay, it's about the same now.
Wait for the tower, and then you can say it.
Yeah, okay. He is more farmed than the Tiny.
Yep, and the Sand King.
And I like this move from PSG.LGD because once you kill that top tier 2, now you just look to cover this area of the map. Whenever you were watching Dire play with Roshan as an objective and they're ahead, you want to see them control that top Radiant Shrine area because it's the only way for Radiant to really get to Roshan, and by just staying off map, you're going to threaten it at all times.
They're going to go for Ame. He just pops the BKB though. Nisha just right clicking, had to use the ulti himself, thought he might get chronoed there. They're going to turn around. Zai's in a little bit of trouble. He gets his blink canceled by the Spirit. Gets fade bolted again. Gets stomped. They're setting it up, but the hook. We see the save. There's a lot of heroes. Chalice actually going to move forward. They want to get this Tiny. They still have the chrono. Need to be careful. Zai, he's there just getting right click. There's going to be a nice stun toss, but it won't be enough to save him. Or is it? Tornado goes up. He bottles up a little bit, and he blinks away. There's the chrono, though. They're going to see 2 of them. These, like, someone else can kill him. There's going to be the hook out on Yapzor. Will they be able to chase him? Chalice is there following, and this looks to be a 3-for-0 trade. The long range, even though you got the Pudge saving, it feels like this Sand King and Rubik can move around and just catch up to anyone you hook right now.
And it's going to be so hard for Slark to actually hit anybody. They have 2 BKBs, and they're going to have the force. They now have the Hurricane Pike, so 2 4-staves on the side of LGD. And your leash is basically useless at this point on Slark. Not feeling good about our early predictions, Kyle. I can't believe I picked the same team to win as you did.
It's okay. Everybody makes mistakes.
That's true.
PSG.LGD this game, they haven't made too many of them.
Yeah, very clean. That's another hero. Much like OG, I felt like PSG.LGD was slept on. I think the highest I saw them in the power rankings was like 6th, which is kind of nuts.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought people had him pretty high. I think them and Vici were. I thought they were reasonably high. I don't know which power rankings you're looking at, but
That's true.
the liquid ones, yeah, they had OG last year. You know what I'm
my,
saying?
My point is they were probably a team that should have been considered like
A
in
top
everyone's
three or
top
something.
3. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But
I
they were
agree.
more of a top 6, and
Peop-
it's just if you can count on one person showing up at
true.
TI, it's always going to be FY, right? Like this
Yes.
guy just
FY
has
God.
that next level on land.
They're going to go in. Yeah, he is just going to get the eat up, but there's going to be a BKB pop by Nisha. Same with Ame. They're just squaring up against each other. He is going to finally pop his ulti. He's stealing a ton of agility, but Puppey, he just gets turned on. What's he doing over here? Yapzor will save him for now. Puppey will get the freeze. Hits him with the time dilation. They want to chase him down. There's going to be X-Nova actually dying to Nisha, who's stolen quite a bit of agility right now. That will be the kill on Crystal Maiden. And a 1-for-1 trade, or 2-for-1, pardon me. And, well, they're just going to pop the Shrine 4-man.
They still have Chrono, so I wouldn't be surprised if they just go. They don't have a smoke, but the bounty runes are spawning, so they're looking for Yapzor, who is going to steal it from Invis. I heard an Epi?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, they saw an illusion rune.
They kill it. Zai's here. He's like, oh, I guess I'll take this rune. There goes Chalice's ulti. Won't be very useful right there. Still up by 9,000 gold.
Yep.
When do you look for Roche soon? It doesn't feel like Secret. I mean, obviously you have the Invoker and a Pudge, but it doesn't seem like the best like Roche protection like we've seen by other drafts.
They just don't have any sustain on the LGD side,
Okay.
so if they're going to hit Roche, they're going to take a lot of damage.
Yeah.
So they just have to be careful. They kind of have to get it uncontested.
Okay, so you would just go for a kill or two and then take it.
Yeah,
I think.
as a general rule, there's 3 scenarios where you can Roche easily, which is when you either do it so fast the enemy team can't respond, when you can do it without taking damage so that if they do, you're not in danger or you could just back away, or when you kill enemies and Roshan is undefended.
Get ready. We've got a smoke and we have
They
got
have
a
Dismember
Chrono
on
now.
Rubik as well. That Aether Lens drastically extends that cast range.
And it's the only thing, right? We have a BKB on Pudge now, so you can actually cancel it with that. They're going to move forward. They're going to find Yapzor. He does get a nice tornado off, but it won't be nice enough. Gets brought down immediately. And now Nisha. Do you think about chronoing this? X-Nova. Yep, there it is.
Oh,
There's going to be
and
the
he's in range
chrono.
of the
Just
ETR
going to
too.
right-click him. Yeah, he's taking so much damage right now. He just gets brought down immediately. Level 20 on his Faceless Void. He's got that cast range. Mid one trying to run away. He has the Rod Slow, so you can't get him in melee range, but guess what? It won't matter. They're chasing. They want more. They want to finish this off. There's only Zai and Puppey left, and it looks like they will get away. It is nighttime, and guess what? You got the 3 hero kills. See you at the Roche pit.
Not very often can you get Shadow Dance on Rubik because Slark will pounce or Dark Pact during it. But when you get Chrono during Shadow Dance, it is quite nice to steal. He was low health on FY. He used the Shadow Dance and then went back to full. And now he can actually check for wards while they're roaching if he wants to. But they're busy distracting Secret, who's going to try to poke and prod at this Roche as it goes down. It's about a 3rd health right now.
X-Nova stomping some blinks with that spirit.
Yep, the
Will
poke and
dodge
prod
the
there.
tornado.
Pudge and Slark are almost up.
Oh, it's going to be tough, though. It's going down to about the next 3. Sans even gets bashed twice in a row, the extra damage. Ame picks it up. Tornado barely misses. FY almost snipes him. Has a blink dagger now so far. Pudge is starting to catch back up, though. 4th, actually, on the net worth chart. Not doing too terrible. And he is going Lotus Orb next. We have a couple Lotus Orbs, both
Yeah, it's just
Pudge and Sand King.
it's one of those games where you just have an answer to the Slark, and that's what makes the Secret lineup just it's dangerous for them because no matter what happens in this game, Slark can just get Chronosphere, and your win condition is, you know, SOL. Sure, there's the hook out as a possibility, but when you're this far behind, it's very difficult to plan around those sorts of movements because PSG.LGD can just get the Chrono off on the Slark, and everybody else just goes and dives behind. You find mid one, or you just stun him.
Top lane, Zai. There's going to be a TP, and he's going to hit him with the time dilation. He will blink. They're going to move forward that way. Stun does come out. Will we get a bash? Not quite yet. He's still trying to run. There will be the bash. Sandstorm damage there as well. Slowly getting brought down, and Zai trying to make a little bit of space, trying to get that tower. Won't be able to, and it looks like it will get denied.
He did buy his Echo before he died, however.
Did.
So no gold lost.
Going for the Aghanims next. And, well, we almost have a Butterfly, by the way, on the Shadow Fiend, who took the 2 damage per soul plus the Presence Aura effects building.
I love that.
He's doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, he
with
also
the
went
Chrono as well.
for the attack speed. I think a lot of Shadow Fiends, you can definitely go the magic build still, but if you're not, if you're gonna go for this drums BKB build, I really like the just raw attack damage.
There's the hook. It baits out the BKB immediately, but it might just bait out his own death instead. He is doing a lot of right-click damage. They're just going to clear out the creeps, and they're going for base. Yeah, the tornado actually hits him. Puppey, will he go down? One more hit. Oh, needed two more hits. Dire Curry actually ends up going down with 3 sentries from behind his Nisha.
No, too late.
Well, this is going to be possibly a tier 3. Let's see if they want to go for it. Nisha's just cutting the creep wave, killed the chicken as we just saw. So they don't have the sentry wards anymore. And he's just gone. They can't get the tower because there is no creep wave.
Yep. Slark never gets to be the strongest hero in this game, though. You're against ET, who Slark is a hero that never builds raw armor items. So you're going to have 0 armor if you're ever near the ET. And you're also against Void, who during your ultimate and BKB can just disable you anyway.
You see how annoying Secret is being right now, just cutting every single creep wave with Tiny as well as Slarkin. Might efficiency, 88%, not too bad. 2 more for the payoff, my friends. Stun. We'll just hit Nisha.
It's deceiving how quickly your Midas accelerates your farm. I think the main part about Midas that a lot of people don't think about is that it's a reliable gold. So when you die, if you have a Midas, you don't lose any of the gold that you use the Midas for.
That's a really good point. I haven't thought about that in a while.
Reliable gold's one of those things. Remember when it first came out, people were like, this is too confusing. And then, like, you know, some people understand it. And I'm sure the top of the pros understand how it works. But it's a complicated mechanic.
It's just weird because it's like an item that you get 160 gold instead of 60 or whatever your creep you're Midasing. And yet, as a carry player, I've noticed when I go Midas, I just scale so much better. And
No
I think
way.
What I'm saying is it doesn't seem like that much, but I think the main difference is the reliable gold, which is crazy.
Really?
When it was 200, that seemed like, yeah, you're going to gain a lot more gold. But the 160, it hasn't paid for itself yet.
Yeah, and it's 31 minutes, and he had it at 12 minutes, I believe.
Yeah, so it's just deceivingly, it's a weird item. I don't know.
Definitely is. And oh, we're going to move forward. Ame, he has the Chrono, but the Cold Snap with the creeps hitting him will slow him down enough. And they're just going to find Puppey instead, the sacrificial lamb. Might is used there. And it's going to be a, looks like Bloodthorn next for the Faceless Void. That's going to be a ton of damage, and he's already 5k of the way there. Elsewhere, we haven't seen much of Yapsor yet. This support invoker doesn't feel like it's done too much. It just feels like LGD's been ahead the whole game because this mid lane went so poorly for the Pudge.
Yeah, and they're getting a Lotus Orb on the Sand King, which is going to be done here, and that's really good against the Invoker, against the Crystal Maiden. You can even use it when somebody is at threat of getting hooked because the Pudge will dismember himself, so it instantly cancels it. There's a lot of use of the Lotus Orb. I also like to see it with Tiny, because whenever you toss somebody onto somebody and the Lotus Orb reflects the toss, it's always pretty derpy, to be honest.
Top lane, we'll get a little bit of damage on that tier 3. Zai, he has been quite the hindrance up here for LGD.
This is all you can do. Play the dodge game. Apply pressure on a tower, make it so LGD doesn't feel confident 5-manning down one lane.
Dude, he is owning this tower top. None of LGD really wants to defend it, and there's going to be a full nother creep wave coming.
It's so confusing now that his tree sounds like a sword.
They're keeping behind. Oh, but he blinks out immediately. Chalice used the stun, and man, Zai, what a player.
Nisha is going to have a completed Scotty soon enough. Did take the Dark Pack damage.
Yep.
When you have 2 Force Stabs and 2 BKBs, I think the Dark Pack damage is just better.
See, all the items right now. Is there any item where Secret can get right now and you're like, all right, this is a way for them to turn around these team fights, or is the farm just so high on LGD they need more than one item?
I think you got to go real late. This Pudge has to be big. Your Tiny's going to have an Ag, so he'll actually be able to contribute a lot of damage in fights from a distance. But the fact is, unless you hook the Slark, he's going to be useless because of Chrono.
And Void's going to hit 25 soon, and then that Chronosphere gets just enormous.
Most Voids have been taking the backtrack.
Really?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's effectively 33% extra health if you assume
a tier 3
normal
just dead
distribution of damage.
I gotta say, we haven't really called it out yet, but mid one is currently 0, 8, and 7, and well, I lied. He is now a 0, 9, and 7 as your middle player, and that does not feel good. He has to buy back even right now. That feels like a big difference. He is currently 4th to last on the net worth charts.
It's also a last pick, so it's supposed to have a good game.
Oh, and there's going to be the chrono. He turns it. Will they be able to find Nisha? He does hook him out. He gets to eat, but he pops the BKB. They get him in time. There's going to be the epicenter as well, doing so much damage. They're just going to chase down Puppey. He tries to get away, and he will for now. Mid one blinks forward. Doesn't have the dismember yet. Oh, and there's a forced FY. There will be a toss in there. Can they find
sick.
Chalice?
Alley-oop.
He has the Lotus Orb on him for now, but it looks like he will go down. He has a stun. He wants to make it to the hill, but he can't quite make it. Ewells. And he goes down.
Yeah, but 1 kill for the mid and the carry buybacks.
Yep, as well as they still do get the melee barracks bottom, actually, the good racks.
Yeah, they've lost 1,200 gold there, or 1,100 gold.
Yep.
On Secret.
That was a beautiful toss, though. That was really cool, the toss into Pounce.
Nisha, okay. They get the illusion runes. They pop the smoke. They know this is our time.
They
It
have
is
to
a
go
4v5.
before Chrono.
And here we go. There's going to be X Nova. They find it. This might just be a free kill. It looks like 4 staff away. It is the cold snap, though, with the spear vessel.
Hold
The
up.
hook. Oh, my goodness. The fact that he has hook stolen,
He has no
by the
BKB
way.
on
oh,
Void.
my Void. He's taking so much damage. He has BKB up in 5. Will the 4 step be enough to save him? The cold snap. He makes it uphill. And there's going to be an ulti from
my
Somnus
gosh, the
zoning him
Slark
all
ate the
out.
hook.
He wants to go for Puppey, and he's trying to get more hooks on FY. There's going to be his eye stun toss there. Eat him through. The dismember is there. They don't do the most right-click damage through this BKB, though. And they make it out.
Oh my god, the hook from Rubik saving the Void there. That was the one opening they had. He bought out. He bought out on Void.
How do you steal hook, by the way? I thought
that's
that
what I
should
was
be
gonna
one of the
ask.
most impossible skills to steal in the game. And he stole Shadow Dance again, by the way.
Yeah, that's
steal a
crazy.
lot.
The other one was understandable
Yes.
because he was in Chrono, but that time
hook.
Slark just didn't use any abilities during
What a
the...
hook.
To be fair, it is FY.
It is
I've
FY.
seen, you remember that iconic play where he stole Phoenix Egg? He does have a track record of stealing spells you shouldn't steal, or shouldn't be able to, rather.
He does.
And Void did take the backtrack at level 25. He had bought out for the Bloodthorn. That was like their one chance to win the game.
It makes sense. I actually like this a lot because you have the damage, right? And it's not as if you need a bigger chrono to just catch the Slark who you're hunting for constantly. And this means that Void, he's just not going to be able to be bursted anymore.
Yeah.
Very.
Because it just procs randomly, right, on damage.
Yeah,
it's
it
just
is.
like the old backtrack.
Yeah, assuming average, like you're dodging the amount of damage of equal damage instances, you effectively are giving yourself 750 health on Void, which is insane because you also have backtrack.
Ooh, mid one. Here we go.
Or,
The
sorry, you
hook is
also
going to
have
fly.
Void
It
or
actually will hit onto
Timeout.
Ame, and look at this. He's just going to right-click him down, though. This member's already been used, and oh my goodness, Nisha is already dead. That Chrono's there. Roche is at 2,500 HP. You can't fight this now. He's going to just throw some trees into the pit. There's going to be a tornado. They're trying to slow down. Nisha doesn't have buyback, though. Zai doing as much damage as he can. Chalice is here with the Sandstorm. There will be a hook out. It actually will hit onto me. He didn't get the Aegis on Ame because of the hook out, but it won't matter. They turn it around, and they get 2 more kills. There's going to be a stun forward. Yapsor, he's the next one in trouble. Double killing a godlike for the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, both heroes had already... Those are diebacks on the Pudge as well as the Slark.
Yep.
And Vlad's complete on the ET.
I mean, you were 14K down, right? You had to try to make something happen, and they go for it, but the instant chrono on the Slark, and you're just dead.
I mean, it was the play mid that had to work when they hooked the Void to safety. That, at the end of the day, was the play that had to work, and anything past that is just much
just
less
ending it.
likely to work.
Well, it looked like they were just ending it.
Satanic
it is still
SF.
Somnus.
I do love his build overall.
Yeah.
Just the mana build.
I love Butterfly Satanic on SF.
Usually against heroes like Slark, SF doesn't want to like stand his ground and fight you, but with the Void behind, Slark can't commit.
Are they arguing about what to do? I don't know. Ame was just like, he was like, I'm just going to hit the rags. And you just see Somnus like, what? Why? We have Presence Aura affects buildings. And there's still 2 heroes dead that die back. They're just going to right-click this throne. It doesn't look like they can defend this. Lotus Orb up on the Void.
He has
Does
cheese
get the
as
disarm.
well.
There will be a toss. Doesn't quite make it to the fountain, but it looks like Chalice might go down here. Does, but right-click, right-click. Doesn't matter. The game is over. And PSG.LGD at 38 minutes, they, I don't want to say, but it looks like they stomped Secret that game 1. Mid lane just was a complete disaster for this Pudge. And that was, as BSJ said, your last pick.
This is why it's one of my favorite matchups, though. The SF usually goes nuke first, so he wins the initial wave. And Pudge has to survive and still stay in the lane, right? Because SF will apply more pressure. Mid one, unfortunately, just as you said, he got debated with the 1 archer and caught the 3 nukes. First blood, SF starts to run away because he immediately buys mangoes and can continue to pressure. As BSJ said, no armor items on Pudge. He starts taking tons of raw damage just from the right clicks, since now the SF has souls, and it's a snowball. If that goes in the other direction, it's more even. We see a rotation come out from Secret. Maybe it's mid one taking over the game. But
Well, when they
alas.
made the rotation that I talked about, he was level 5 on Pudge.
Yeah,
If he
exactly.
didn't die, he's level 6. Then SF dies, because
Yes.
what happened was the Pudge walked at the SF, and then the SF just double raised him. And
Yeah.
You're like, oh, well, I'm dead. And so that's the kind of stuff that just makes a drastic difference on your game plan. And it was a ballsy pick. You know, we liked it. I thought that it was a stylish pick, and it also was good against the Void in game. But that pick was meant to turn the tides for the Slark. You know, that was meant to change the status quo that our Slark gets chronoed and dies. And since your Pudge was just so far behind, the Slark getting chronoed and dying is just happened anyway.
Honestly, past that, other than PSG.LGD playing great and executing, there really isn't much to discuss, because if the mid goes that poorly, mid one ends the game 0-10, Somnus ends the game 12-1. Like,
So you're saying this really just comes down to pretty much 5 minutes into this game, goes one way or the other. You are fine with the draft from Secret though.
I think so, and
Okay.
it's just we've discussed this a lot, where because the skill gap is everyone's so good now that these little advantages, they're near impossible to come back from, because teams aren't going to make mistakes, and they're going to abuse this advantage they have over you to get more and more and more ahead, until all of a sudden it's 30 minutes, you're doubled up in net worth, and it feels near impossible to come back, because you just aren't going to get that opening.
Yeah, I'd say that like Pudge's last pick was like a high skill, high risk, high reward type pick. And usually I'd say maybe you don't have to take that kind of risk, but that's just the way Secret drafts and plays. So I don't mind the draft, because they went for it, messed up, whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Come back game 2.
And exactly like you say, we do need to take a very short break. But when we get back, the last game of the day, it will be Team Secret versus PSG.LGD, game number 2. So sit back, relax, and we'll be right back. Whoa, 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 whoa. Welcome back. Last game of the day. It is Secret. It's PSG.LGD. And we just saw a shellacking. PSG.LGD with a very good win against Team Secret. But you got one chance. Can you turn this into a 1-1? Or will it be a crazy 2-0 from LGD? And Kyle,
Yes.
I believe you wanted to say something.
Oh, yeah, I just thought it was super cool just to, before we end the day.
Yeah.
So far, we only have, we had 91 heroes picked on day one. So far, we've had 104 selected. The only 13 yet to see play. And in fact, I believe we saw a CK, so it's actually
Yes.
12 heroes remaining. It's Brew, Clock, Darkseer, Clinks, Riki, Nightstalker, Coddle,
Tinker got
Techies.
picked as well.
You're right. Undying, Ursa, Wyvern. I feel like there's a
Wyvern and Undying?
there's a relatively high probability that we'll see at least 7 or 8 of those heroes picked. Like maybe no Riki, but
you
everything else has got a shot.
And I mean, with an Enigma pick, you never know, right? I know some of the Chinese teams still love that Riki versus Enigma, but
True.
that's crazy. Winner Wyvern, really?
Yeah.
Right? That
Ursa
hero?
too. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of heroes. that-
Ursa felt like I'm an Ursa spammer myself.
Yeah, we
and
know.
that hero feels so hard to play this patch. I've played several pubs where I'm 8-0 and 10 at
Yeah.
15 minutes, and the other guy
And-
has a phase Midas Radiance.
And-
Even though I've killed his team
Are you
and
sure you're
him-
not dyslexic and you're 0, 8, and 10?
No,
or-
I
I'm
know.
telling you, the other guy just has a Midas Radiance, and I lose anyway.
And I'm gonna do something I rarely do, which is
Be
agree.
right?
Well,
No, I'm just kidding. Agree? Okay, go on.
agree with a Redditor and just say shouts to Ice Frog and the Dota team because this is a hell of a patch. This is sick if you think about it. We have like carry wisps. We have your standard Dota 2. You see all these flashbacks. I've seen Void Phoenix. I've seen Nagamurana. We've seen ET drafts. Like all kinds of throwbacks. It feels just like everything is viable. It's just a matter of like what teams want to do.
Yeah.
And it's just you can't ask for more when
You
you,
really
consider
can't.
the stakes.
You actually cannot. And guess what? Secret.
Bang.
I mean, that top lane didn't go that bad for him, right? They actually
No,
killed the
they
Void
did well.
twice in 5 minutes. Yeah, you had the Invoker and the
Yeah,
Tiny.
But he had to leave. That was the problem.
Yeah,
is
he
that you
did.
have to go mid because there's a level 8 Shadow Fiend and your Pudge
You're
is
level
barely
5,
6.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Mirana, are we going to see Mirana Ogre?
Maybe. Right as I start talking. Oh, God, I cursed it. I'm sorry, team.
I would say
I'm sorry.
I have to say, and PSG.LGD took second pick, and this has to be
Yeah.
the most common second pick, I think, of this whole
Yeah,
tournament.
it's perfect.
It is. It's
Like-
one great lane already that's instant guaranteed kills on almost anyone.
Or if you want to switch it up,
Or
it's the support duo.
it is.
And it's pretty damn good at roaming.
It is. It's strong. This Ogre hero, we all knew he was going to see some play this TI. Did you expect to see this much play, though, like first pick every game? I know I didn't.
Moo was convinced. He said that Ogre offlane was broken, and I said I will see a TI, and I
we
said
have seen.
I have seen it.
Yep.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Grant.
Secret, get the Kunkka. What did PSG.LGD ban? So they were second pick this game. They were first pick last game, right? Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
So they had to ban Enigma because it's secret. They banned ET and they banned Chen, which leaves the Kunkka in the pool.
And Techies, by the way.
True. That's a good point. We have
Dude, Techies versus Mirana Ogre, I guess. That's probably the problem, right? Like, you try to do anything. You're
Yeah.
low HP because you want to do the suicide, but you just die to any stun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way you counter Techies is if he doesn't have
Stuns.
the threat of being able to kill himself,
Yeah.
he dies.
By someone else's
Just
hand.
try to digest that one, you know?
I digested it.
Thank you.
And this Kunkka, right, we saw Infamous. They straight up first picked it, first phased it twice, actually. And Secret, they're doing the same. So you do have this Invoker Kunkka. More than I mean, this has to be pretty. It's a Kunkka core, right? Because you already have the Invoker. More than likely is going to be the 4. I mean, obviously, mid one can play it, but I've only seen Yapsor when they pick it. OD already banned out.
Yeah, the setup for Mirana Arrow, really good against Kunkka because he's a melee hero that really the only way to prevent him from CSing is to remove him from the game.
Yeah.
And Astral does that.
Yeah, we've discussed this a bunch, but the other reason I think Ogre is just one of the better off. It's just Ogre Mirana is so good because you lane well. Ogre gets all these CS. He's active in the game all of a sudden, running around with like phase boots plus something, and he can just go mid, TP, just roam. And Mirana then takes all the space. He's the one that then starts farming the hard lane for the rest of the game. Like wherever the most unsafe area of the map is, you now just have a full Mirana pushing. And we've discussed like, yeah, maybe you kill him. You're gonna take like 2 heroes. It's gonna take some time, and it's a support. It doesn't really matter, and he's gonna have the lane pushed already.
And he also has his ult to contribute to the fights from across the map if he isn't able to show up at them.
It's just one of those heroes that's great because, again, it's like these irreplicable mechanics. So my team gets an extra smoke every 2 minutes and yours doesn't. And that's just how it goes. You're going to have to spend extra money on sentries. And then there's, of course, the X factor of if you just happen to land like a 5-second arrow out of nowhere, that's going to be a kill.
Once you get to triple arrow, especially late game, like how potent it actually is scary.
And they've just buffed Mirana 8 or 9 patches in a row, something like that. They're all very small buffs, but at the end of the day, you have got an extra 30 damage on your level 1 arrow. You have 15 seconds off of each leap charge at level 1. You have the Ag Scepter went from, I believe, 11 down to 8 seconds over the course of several patches, which people are buying Ags on Mirana now. And all these factors combined have made it so her number, she's just an all-around hero. She's not a hero that's meant to do one thing. She just does a bunch of little things. And these types of heroes are either super good with their numbers, meaning they just do everything really well, or their numbers just aren't high enough. And right now, Mirana has hit that critical threshold. I haven't seen her all year. I don't think we saw her in any major, any minor, maybe more than 5 times this entire year.
Definitely not.
And now she's here for every game.
First picked every game, yeah.
It's just crazy how that works, right? These heroes that are off the map, not picked, just hit this threshold eventually when they've been buffed. And that's just the delicate balance of Dota. It's crazy how...
And it takes one person playing it, right? Like, it takes, wait, this is good, and then all these other teams are like, oh, yeah, it is. Like, look at this. And, you know, there could be other heroes like that, right? But it takes someone to try it.
It's really difficult. That's why I think the break day in between groups and main is just really necessary, not just so we can move all production over to the venue, but because
that helps, yeah.
But it gives you time as a team to digest like the information overload that the group stage gives you. You know, it's what 20 series a day, over 20, 20, 20, then 15 plus potential tiebreakers. Like it's just so many games. It's so many games. In fact, actually, it's
too many.
Is it 175?
It'll never be too many games.
No.
It's a lot. I don't know.
All I know is it's so much Dota, and I will take as many days as I can to watch it.
Yeah.
We love Dota.
I remember talking to Seb yesterday, and he said that if you get flustered or something goes wrong in the group stage, you can't recover because you're just having Dota thrown into your face.
Yeah.
Like you have a series an hour from now. If you just had a tilting, frustrating 2-game series, guess what? You're playing in 2 or 4 hours from now. Whatever. Like you got to come back and just bounce right back. And that also goes with the information processing, as you said. I expect to see unique ways to deal with the meta heroes that we haven't seen yet coming out in the main event, right? That's usually what happens. There's like this group stage meta where these certain heroes are super popular and people have to either ban them every game in the main stage because they haven't figured them out, maybe there is no way to figure them out, or they have this unique way that counters them, then those heroes no longer become viable, then every other hero becomes viable.
It's cool, too, because you see, like, people figure out, like, just different reasonings. I really want to point to, like, OG giving away the mag and immediately taking 2 methods of offensive purge, Shadow Demon and Enchantress. And that's going to be, like, that is a critical nugget of information because you realize that OG doesn't care about RP. It's just about the damage amp, and they feel like if you can remove that, who cares about this mag? Because sure, he'll have some lockdown, but the damage output's not going to be there. And little things like that, then you see upper bracket matches where there's this understanding like, okay, I don't want to pick mag because this hero's in the pool. And but you multiply that by like 500 different relationships that maybe a little tweak has been demonstrated in the group stage by some team.
This is looking like a fresh Lifestealer game. We've seen it a lot this tournament against the Ogre, specifically. They have 3 beefy meat shields for you to eat. You have a lot of heroes that kind of synergize with Lifestealer running in. If you go on them, there's the Jakiro counter initiation, the boat, the Invoker. It's like really hard to focus down one target here. And I don't know. It's not exactly the most stylish hero.
What about a Tide?
Or Spectre.
Okay. It's excellent against Mirana and Magnus. It's
conceptually, right?
Yeah, because you're your definition of reach. You pop bolt and jump in. You're immediately on top of one of them. You're going to cancel the mag blink and provide full vision. So let's say there's a Moran invis. You can assume that there's going to be more movements as 5, or at least more aggressive movements because you have these extra smokes thanks to the Moran invis. If you pop Haunt and all of a sudden you're spawned, you see like there's an empty space where all of your illusions are. It's some pretty critical info, and you also already have this like amazing team fight from Team Secret's 3 heroes. So you just needed the ability to scale.
I feel that LGD is just going to pick like a really hard mid gamer that pushes buildings. Jug obviously still in the pool with the mag,
Yeah,
and
I love. Yeah, Jug's pretty sick here.
Team Secret just doesn't have active heroes that punish Empower in terms of the ability to just consume the map because you have one carry that's just empowered, killing creeps. And I always favor the team with Empower as long as they have as much or more space to farm the map. The only limitation you can have with Empower is that there aren't enough creeps on the map to hit. Either your hero with Empower doesn't have enough camps to clear, or he's killing everyone else's creeps, meaning the rest of his team has no items. And the one thing I don't like about Spectre against Mag is you aren't applying any tempo. And any hero that gets picked is going to have the start that they want them to have. Invoker, a weaker 4-position hero in the early to mid game. We saw Ame had a really good start last game. I expect whatever hero they do pick for him that gets bloodlusted and empowered to simply be able to mow down the towers, the heroes, the farm.
Also means that this Tiny is most likely the mid hero, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was going to ask, like, what do you think these are? Could be Mirana middle still, obviously. It could be Tiny. That's going to be an Axe.
So since they picked the Axe, they left Jug in the pool. It's a nice counter
that's a good
initiation
point.
against the Mag.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Troll here. I think is my biggest one. I'm just looking through the hero list. PA seems okay.
It's too slow. You want something that does tower damage.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about, the fact that you don't want the PA. The Troll seems better.
Yeah, I think it's a solid
Terrorblade isn't
Yeah,
crazy.
into Extra Hero Invoker. Yeah, no.
It's
no,
an Invoker
no TB.
support is
No
why I
illusion-based
said,
core.
yeah, it's Terrorblade's not the same as most. You could go Luna maybe.
Don't you just pick Troll? Just some melee hero that hits buildings later.
Yeah.
You can't.
Let's see.
Or
Let's
the
take Void
Void.
again.
Should have seen that one coming. You do have a
Kuka's
ton
really
of setup
nice.
again.
Kuka's really nice against Void though. You do have
Axe
a lot
is pretty
more.
good against him too.
You have a lot more catch for Void this game than you did last game. The thing is, I'm curious how he adjusts his build on Void now that you have Mag. Maybe you don't need the Midas. Maybe you can just go
Mask of
Yasha.
Madness, perhaps.
I would say Yasha more likely. A lot of times carries tend to go Yasha if they have a Mag, just because it's
This is
such an
why.
efficient item when you
Nope.
have the Empower,
How so?
because you just move faster and hit faster, and it gives you more damage.
But Mask of Madness does that too.
But you're silencing yourself when you have a Mask of Madness. Mask of Madness quality of life-wise on Void is so hard to use, because you use it in the chrono, and then the 4 seconds after the chrono, you just die, because
True.
you still have the Mask of Madness on.
Yeah,
I
you're
personally
right.
have had a
Into
very hard
Axe-
time using
into
it.
Axe, that's a poor decision. I agree.
So,
We'll see.
which one you like more? You like this Faceless Void last pick, or can Nisha Spectre carry this game eventually?
It's definitely a better matchup than Slark. And I know it kind of goes both ways now because you can pounce and stop the leap, but Void just kills Slark all game. Whereas Spectre, sure, you'll tank the chrono, but your hero is far tankier, and you're built to just sit there and take a beating. Whereas Slark is more of the elusive, survivable hero.
This is a pretty sick Silver Edge game for Void. You're against
That's a
the
good
Axe
point.
as well as the Spectre, so maybe the third or
Ooh.
fourth item.
Maybe just Maelstrom into Shadowblade BKB or BKB Shadowblade.
Okay, yeah, I could go for that. Yeah, you in the past you used to go Mask of Madness, Shadowblade BKB, or BKB Shadowblade. So I think that makes sense now that you pan out the picture of Silver Edge being really good. That you just go for the Maelstrom maybe. You could go Vlad's too.
That's true.
on
I
Void.
love Vlad's with Empower.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is usually Vlad's you don't have enough farm to keep up with, so you have to go for the Midas. But now with the Empower, you can play the sustain mid game fighting because they really don't have much damage in the mid game from Secret to kill a Void.
Yeah, they're all in on this idea that I think Secret, like, it's typical in the sense that they're just looking to outplay their opponent. They have a ton of disable, ton of stuns, and just massive utility. Like
Yeah.
you can shove towers, you can rotate around the map, you can win your lanes, or if you lose them, you can look to start rotating around the map. Concern is going to be, and then PSG.LGD, it's just very solid, very standard. Nothing like we haven't seen before,
Yeah.
but
Middle Tiny's
no
a little bit
weaknesses.
different. We have seen it, but
It's maybe though.
yeah. How does this matchup middle go? Because I was like, I guess they picked the Tiny to go against this Kunkka middle. I assume it's a reasonably good
It's
matchup.
a very even matchup.
Okay.
Tiny.
It's definitely
and-
Tiny favored now
yeah.
because you still have a mechanic that deals plus
Deny,
damage on
yeah.
denies, and they removed it from Kunkka.
I'm just saying it's maybe 60-40 at max, 55-45.
But Tiny
for
threatens
Tiny.
kills, whereas
Well, this Void going to be taking a little bit of damage. Still wants to go for the rune. Won't be able to get it. Zai spam clicking. Gets that W. And gets the rune. And once again, Secret did this last game as well. They smoke up and they place runes bottom and top. And neither of them were scouted out because they were smoked up.
and look at this aggro tri-lane, the block.
Yep, get it under the tower. And you see Nisha, he's just hiding. FY is guarding his creep wave.
And they, all right, yeah, the Ogre playing 5 here. It will be an off-lane match.
Ooh, arrow right into Nisha's face. That's going to be a skewer back. Light blue already left. If the Ogre's here, possibly a kill, but Nisha at least will get these levels.
They made him miss all the last hits except for one. That was the nice part of that. They were dealing damage while their own creeps were dying, so it was kind of like an efficient play where you deal the damage to Nisha, you're not missing anything while he's also missing something. So double whammy.
And now you do have this Bloodlust in lane. Once again, it is this Yapsor support invoker. Zai, not a Tiny this game, but an Axe.
Another excellent synergy with Cold Snap is the Battle Hunger. You're just going to constantly be proccing those stuns, and it's a ton of harass damage.
Middle lane. The other lane we haven't quite looked at it is 6-3 for mid one right now. Somnus at 5-1 has a lot of creeps coming his way though. Just trying to harass out a little.
He's trying to toss him under tower. I like the threat of it.
Always got to be wary there. There's going to be a Battle Hunger coming up top. Exanova just going to eat a little bit of damage here. Yapsor obviously not the craziest. Dude, getting the Ring of Bassi feels good on the Invoker because you need that damage.
Yeah.
If you're not going X Sword, you're not doing any damage.
It's so nice for the Axe too, because he gets the little bit of plus armor that just, it's just efficiency, right? You can tank creeps for longer, use less regen.
Remember an Axe started with negative armor? Poor guy.
When was that?
Like in the Dota Pit Minor, so about a couple months ago. He had
Really?
he started with -1 armor, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, he had a rough one. There's going to be initiation. This Ogre, it's just, even as a 5 Ogre, you just have a stout shield. You've got 8 armor, +3 when you're under the tower. Meanwhile, Rune Somnus in a lot of trouble. Mid one, can't get the kill. The bottle from Tiny was out, and he knew. Bottom lane, though, Chal's taking a ton of damage as well, FY. They're just going to have to back it up. So the harass coming out from Secret will start wearing on the regen from LGD.
I love what Puppy did with his initial itemization. Just fast wand, holding onto double mango, just spamming spells to secure last hits for his core. And obviously you're not going to do super well bottom until you start winning the regen more, but you need more level inspector.
Top lane, there's going to be the MP, takes away all of Ogre's mana.
Oh, they buffed that. That's part of the reason that Invoker's probably seeing picks as a 4 position, right? Didn't they change EMP like a patch or 2 ago?
They
There was something
buffed
about
Cold Snap. I know that. I don't know about EMP. Yeah, it's Cold Snap that got buffed. The
Gotcha.
damage on it. And Ame almost dies top.
Ooh, yeah.
Barely got the time walk off, and he's going to take a lot of damage over time. He has a salve, but he can't use it for about 5 seconds.
Which is a lot to see it because they're just pushing in the tower. They're like, we're going to
They're
push in
just
the
spamming
tower.
right
And
And
he doesn't have a salve, or he doesn't have a time walk,
there's
excuse
going to
me.
be the call. It's just going to be a kill. He is getting right-clicked. And yeah, Zai just punches him one in the noggin. And this top lane, we've seen it. I mean, this is the lane that pretty much won. Bottom lane, they're going to try to go. It is going to be a TP back to the base by Puppy. Well, it will be Nisha alone, but does have a salve and 5 tangos.
Void kind of had to die there. He had no regen left. He bought an extra salve, and he wasn't going to get the courier anytime soon. So, oddly enough, you're not happy to die by any means, but you kind of had to.
Like, now that you're back, you're like, all right, I got some stuff. We'll see what I can do. He does get the call off. Going to be spinning a lot. Ogre is taking a ton of damage. We get another spin. Will get time locked, but still just spin after spin. The cold
Bash.
snap plus the battle hunger. X-Nova goes down. Still no bash, but gets the right click. Ame will pick up a kill. That almost takes him to level 4. Guess who just TP'd up here? It's FY. They won't shoot the arrow quite yet. Whoop, whoop. Faking it out. Faking it out. Will just leap over. Nice tornado. Starstorm hits twice. It is only level 1, though. And Ame gets a double kill.
That's the dream.
That's a good turnaround. Yeah, you just died, and as BSJ said, it doesn't feel good, but I'm sure that feels good. Getting the double kill, you have all the regen in the world now. Bottom lane, Puppy just being a complete hindrance to Chalice right now.
It'll be interesting to see what, whether or not Secret prioritize Radiance on the Kunkka or the Spectre. I feel like based on mid 1 start, he'll be the one going for it. That allows then Nisha to play more of like the Slayer Spectre that has a more what's the word, like this, you know, when it's like not as exponential but like more linear item progression where you are strong enough to fight with each ultimate cooldown instead of having to just save for a relic, which is very punishing if you don't have a really good start to your game. Yeah, exactly. I would love to see this Midas because that's what you just queued up on the Spectre.
Middle.
Midas into like Manta Diffusal.
Middle, there's an invis coming out from Somnus. FY rotated here as well. Won't even be able to get the boat up. Does have a fairy fire, but smacked down by the Tiny.
FY zoning. He also has ball charges that he can give to Somnus here. Kind of helps reset his lane a bit.
Top lane. I'm just going to have to get out.
1,400 gold saved on Void. I have to imagine he does buy the treads just because you have a mag. I don't think you're going to go for the Midas as we talked about. Just hasn't bought any components yet. Has not been able to get to the side shop because the lane's always pushed into his tower.
It is less than 1,000 gold lead. LGD with that double kill top, helping out quite a bit. Rune will be a haste. Puppy just scoops it up bottom. We did see FY was like, I wish it was top. Unfortunately, it wasn't for him. Has the boots now. Top lane. It's looking. Zai might need to be a little bit careful here. Bloodlust going to go out. This is level 3 time lock, by the way. 20%, 35 bonus damage. Quite a bit. And they're just going to try to run him down right now. There's going to be a stun from X-Nova. Here comes the arrow. They want to try to get Yapsor as well, but there's going to be the call, giving him bonus armor. He will jump forward. If he gets one more bash, should be the kill, but a nice tornado. We see the save there. They'll just back out. 3 heroes top from the Dire. So Chalice, he's not getting too much farm down bottom. I mean, you look at the CS. Mid one's having a great time. And the Mag and Void aren't having the best.
Yeah, it's a tough lane bottom for Mag once his support leaves. And it wasn't really the greatest lane duo in the first place. Like, it's better for the game, most likely, that they have the Ogre 5 instead of 3. But the laning of Mirana Mag is just not the same.
Don't have that guaranteed arrow into a guaranteed kill.
Ogre's also got way more base stats to body a Spectre.
Right click, yeah. Bloodlust, I mean, we just see level 1 Bloodlust. Now Bloodlust yourself, and you just hit him. You don't care if creeps are hitting you, if he's hitting you, you're just hitting him.
You talked about a lot of the harass damage they had top on Secret, and Ogre's job was pretty much to just be a me shield and
Absorb
soak as
it,
much of and that's exactly what he did. And otherwise, I think the Void would have really struggled.
Yep, it's a good point. It wasn't. It's just like Mag, right? You obviously provide a ton of utility and damage amp into the mid to late game, but laning phase you are a bit of a liability. And if he were top with the Void, that would have been a disaster.
And now we have slowed down, not quite as crazy as it was last game. Obviously, you got a Spectre, so Secret's like, let's just buy time. Will be a Torrent flying out. Will it hit Chalice? It does. Ice Path goes down as well. There is going to be the Tidebringer. He does go up, but guess what? X immediately back down. Mid one will take that kill. FY's here as well. Has leaps, 2 charges of it. X is on cooldown for 10 seconds. Just taunts his way out.
How can he keep moving in one direction while spinning in a circle?
You saw Michael Jackson moonwalk, right?
It's ruining my immersion. What?
Okay. I'm just saying, you know you can moonwalk, so he just moonwalked continuously.
In a circle.
That's not a moonwalk.
But I'm saying what I'm saying is he was moonwalking in different angles continuously.
Indeed.
Think about it, Kyle. The geometric angular projectile trajectory. I don't know.
Let's move on.
Okay.
BSJ losing it, Kyle losing it, and Somnus losing all his mana middle. The EMP
That
does
segue.
ruin this Tiny. And Nisha just farming. I mean, going for that Midas, as you said. and should get it reasonably quick. Looks like at about the 10-minute mark.
It's really nice because he hasn't had to buy boots either. Like, it's very efficient. Just wand, Wraith Band, a raindrop to, yeah, just very efficient Nisha. And when you get Midas this quick, it feels real nice. And I don't believe Void is going for one as we expected. He's just going to go straight for that.
He does have the Morbid Mask. Oh, nope, he's got the Mask of Madness.
Oh, bottom lane, they are going to try to initiate in. It is going to be a nice arrow as long as it's a stun. There's going to be the reverse polarity. Will it be enough to kill Nisha? Still alive. No, goes down. There's going to be the boat. Mid one wants to at least get a follow-up kill. It will just be the 5 Ogre. So a nice gank there on Nisha, that Spectre, which will slow that Midas down quite a bit, actually.
Punishing that greed is huge for them. The one drawback of going for that early Midas is it leaves you susceptible to that early gank that you wouldn't have died to if you had Treads or Phase.
And I'm surprised. I've seen other Spectre go 2-0-4. I think if he goes for the more defensive, like I'm just sitting in lane passive builds, that he actually lives there.
Stun toss is going to throw him down. Zai is going to be there. Get the call up. They want to get these runes. There's going to be a Spectre ulti as well. They're going to go for Ame. He is just going to try to time walk away.
Defensive
Has
chrono.
the chrono. Will he use it, as you said, defensively? He will now. They want to turn around. Maybe not. Zai actually looking for a call. Gets tossed up into the chrono. Stuck in midair. Zai still alive, though. Gets the call up. Puppy's here. Has an ice path. Hasn't committed it quite yet. X will bring him back. Arrow flies. Actually ends up hitting the Jakiro. X Nova looks to be the next one to fall. Now they're going for Puppy from the backside. All the illusion runes doing a ton of damage. Torrent will throw Somnus into the air, but Puppy, next one to fall. Ame is on a killing spree. They back it up, or they move forward. They want the boat. There's the X. Pull the tiny back. Hits them. Right clicks go. And well, they're looking for Zai, but Ame just has to make it out. And Secret with a nice team fight there. A slow, steady team fight, but they have that damage.
And I think the key, and this is something Secret have just done so well all year, is that as the 4 heroes of Secret pick some skirmish in one lane, who's farming alone, getting acceleration going, it's Yapsor on the 4 position. Usually something greedy. I don't think it gets much greedier than an Invoker 4.
No, not much. Unless it's just his Rubik Fade bolting every single kill.
That's true. They meme about it. I mean, it's just kind of like...
It just is what it is at this point.
It's like the cores of Secret, you know, they don't like it necessarily, but it's just like, you know what? We've won so much. Why don't we just not change it?
Ooh, will we get a bash hit on mid one? No, the first hit isn't there. Macro Pyre goes down. Ice Path to save. There will be an X on X Nova. The MP will be there. Takes all the mana away. I'm sure he's annoyed. And they just back it up on Secret. All 4 heroes. Nisha will just TP.
Whoa.
Goes to middle. And all the tower, you see it, 100% tower health on Secret right now. Meanwhile, the tower almost going down on LGD. Tons of denies. Look at the denies, by the way. It is 8 denies versus 34. Kyle, he's getting his read on right now. And there will be a toss in middle. It is going to be Nisha. Will they be able to bring him down? Does have that level 3 dispersion. Tornado goes out. EMP there as well. Ice Path to lock him into place. Somnus has no more mana. Does have a wand plus 2 bottle charges. But boat doesn't actually hit. Didn't bring him back in time. Will it matter? It looks like it does. He's just going to wander on out.
That guy's beefy.
Yeah.
He certainly is. Once you get that, right, once you get that level 1 grow, you don't feel good at level 5 if you get gone on like that. But once you get the armor finally, a lot better.
Invis popped on Somnus. He's going straight for bottom. Has the combo ready. That's a Vanguard Axe, though. Very tanky.
It is. There's going to be the shockwave. You bring 3 heroes down. Look how tanky he is, though. As you said, gets the call up, the extra armor, and Zai, he's juking, he's jiving. Will he be able to make it out? Somnus has a toss up in 1, and there's the toss, there's the kill. And a big one at that.
A lot of magic damage is to the dismay of Zai. I really did not, I don't even think it was many auto attacks, just pure magic.
Now,
Takes him out. Vanguard not exactly effective.
now you see him, they're actually going to do the stacks Chalice and FY, and yep, damage by type. That's Tiny doing so much, and that's what we talked about. You just got this burst now. It was a middle Tiny. You have the early level 4 on both your abilities.
A lot of axes I've seen go phase Windlace into Blink. I've seen the trend of requiring a Vanguard kind of fall off a lot.
Yeah.
And I see there, I don't necessarily love the Vanguard this game. They have so much magic damage coming out from LGD.
It's one of those games, I think we saw, it might have actually been Zai. I can't remember, was it just going phase double bracer? I really like that. It might have been...
That
Was it Seb? No.
I think it was KP. No.
I don't know, man. There's,
But you
there's
like it.
18 offlaners at this tournament. I
there
can't
are.
remember.
It was KP. It was KP.
And you just like the HP, the mana, everything it gives
Look,
you.
look at this. And this is also, by the way, BSJ, why I like the Mask of Madness. It's not even necessarily for for like fighting. It's just you're able to farm.
I mean, Vlad's would do it too, just slower.
Yeah, but you can't break it. The thing is, you break Mask later for MKB and
okay,
Butterfly if you need it. Definitely MKB in this game. Maybe not the Butterfly, but it's just very
That was a
cost
huge
efficient.
bolster to his farm. Suddenly he has a free
yeah.
Mithril Hammer from that ancient stack. That was huge.
Almost level 10 as well.
And this steroid is going to rocket him into the top of the net worth. Kunkka does have the double bracer going Solar Crest first item.
All right.
Thoughts, Kyle?
It's different.
Okay,
Different.
if you think about it, right, they're
thinking.
just trying to keep the Spectre alive. If OG showed us anything last year, it's that damage reduction armor stacking on a Spectre is pretty damn effective.
Yes.
So, and you know, as Secret, you're never going to be in a scenario where you're able to, like, out-initiate the enemy, in a sense, because you're playing against, like, Mirana Invis, they have Void Chrono, they have Mag RP, all these stuns, a Tiny with a Blink Dagger, so you're going to just sort of allow this initiation and counteract, and look at the win probability right now. Even though it's only 15 minutes in, nearly 70% win for Secret at the moment.
Oh, the rune still gets picked up, and now Ame, he's in a little bit of trouble. The call is going to be there. Can he get anything off? No, he just goes down. He tries to walk up the hill just to steal the rune. Chalice will get his ulti off, but it does only hit onto one of them. They're just going to try to chase him down. Do they have any detection? Ice Path is there, but the call a little bit late. You need that detection, especially versus Mirana.
That was very interesting from Ame.
Yeah, he thought he had that rune after he saw one of the heroes get stunned, and then he just walks into an Ice Path.
He got a little overconfident thanks to that plus 12 strength talent at level 10.
Does have a lot of HP,
Yeah,
but
for real.
unfortunately you get locked down, and it doesn't matter how much HP you have. Eventually you'll get worn down. Zai getting close to that blink, and that's when it's going to be very scary for LGD. Meanwhile, FY does go for the mech. We've been seeing a lot more the mech on the Mirana.
I haven't seen one this fast in like this tournament though. Like just Brown Boots bottleneck.
Do you like it, or do you want to? Do you like seeing the more creep clear? Do they just know they got to fight early and not let the Spectre go late? Is that why, or?
They have a decent amount of burst on the side of Secret, and that extra 250 health might make the difference for a hero like Void, for him to get the time walk off. That's what I think the idea behind it is. You just want to survive that that extra little bit of threshold against a hero like Axe, Kunkka.
Oh, also the offensive Solar Crest is pretty insane.
I feel like it's more of an offensive item in this game than a defensive,
Yeah,
to be
you
honest
just
with
put
you.
it on the Void, right?
Yeah.
And if he pops Mask especially, and all of a sudden you kind of neuter that attack speed plus, and then you're just all...
He changed
so much
his item
damage.
to a BKB instead of a Maelstrom, by the way, on
Huh.
the Void. So he says that he needs to be able to participate sooner than, rather than later, basically.
Yep.
With that.
Well, you need to
decision.
be able to just force fights every chrono at this point, right? You're playing against a team that's going to outscale you. It's Invoker, Spectre, like like Axe. The thing about Axe is that there's never going to be a scenario where the Void isn't killable, right? There's nothing to itemize for that prevents you from just getting called and then initiated on.
Yeah.
And was maybe trying to like toss. I'm pretty sure if you toss near the same frame as the X pullback, you end up like in the air and back at the tower.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do.
It looked like that what he did. Cause
That's
the
how it
toss-
does
That's
with the
what he was trying
buybacks.
for.
Remember the buybacks?
Yeah.
Where the Tiny would toss and the guy would buy back after he died midair and land at the time, the place he died. That was pretty funny.
Doesn't quite get it. Both teams, by the way, picked up blinks at about the exact same time. Whoa, they smoke, but it's instantly broken by Chalice, who just blinks away. So you got a blink on Mag and a blink on Tiny. Is that too many blinks? Should they have gotten some more team items, or do you like the blink on Mag?
I like it. I honestly don't know if I like it on either hero, actually. Maybe on Tiny, but to your point, I think Mag goes teamfight items, right? You're playing with Ogre and Magnus. Like, stack that damage amplification, right? Make Void a superhero.
Yeah, remember when Ice 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 went the Treads Vlad Solar?
Yeah, I would love that. Like, play it like a Tide Hunter, right?
Yeah, I think that would be kind of cool. With the counter initiation from Axe as well as Invoker and the ultimate from Spectre, Blink Dagger, it's just hard to use. It's not necessarily never going to work. It's just hard to pull off.
It's tough because there's 3 heroes on Secret that can combo break.
Yeah.
Specifically Invoker. So you kind of need to get Yapsor. And you have to get Zai, too. And look, you can see how they're playing, like, always together. And it's just incredibly difficult to find a kill on a core.
There's going to be an ulti. They're going to X him back. No, nice leap away. Wow, FY, I have no clue how he did that, but he did. There's going to be a call coming on the Ogre. They try to bring him back, but it looks like Ame wants to go and pops the BKB. Doesn't even chrono. He hasn't used it quite yet. He's still thinking about it. Meanwhile, there will be an RP on the backside. No one's gone down yet. Puppey actually gets his ice path up. There's going to be the chrono. Finally wants to bring down 2. He has the empower, so he's cleaving down.
What a
Nice
taunt!
call by Zai, though, to pull him out of that. Puppey will go down, but he's going to buy back instantly. There will be an arrow flying. Doesn't hit anyone. Puppey comes back. What's he going to do?
Arrow?
He's just going to throw some. Arrow will hit onto mid one. Can they bring him down? Yes, Ame with the right clicks. Puppey does hit 2 with that ice path, but the right clicks going on Chels will get the kill. Zai does miss the dunk.
Purges the
There's gonna
empower.
My goodness, FY trying to, he wants the Yapsor. Yapsor is just dancing on him. Ame taking a lot of damage, is gonna have to try to run away. The ice path hits onto 2 of them. And what a long, drawn out, strange fight. 3 drop on Secret, 2 on LGD, and a buyback by Puppey.
I'm surprised Secret committed that hard. Once they botched the initiation and saw the Void BKB, they still confidently take the engagement, but it just does not go their way. Nice RP by Chalice as well to set things up.
Yep.
And look, Secret actually does more damage,
Yeah.
but they don't win the fight.
And I mean, Zai probably saved that fight too with that blink call on the chrono. Doesn't
that was
allow him to
sick.
get those kills like immediately
That's
after.
also kind of a mistake on Void. He's not going to let that happen again, by
Yeah,
the way.
yeah.
He was on the part of the chrono that
Should've
leaves
ran
him
to
in
the
range.
inside.
Yeah, yeah. You move so fast that you miss maybe
And look,
one auto attack.
look at that. Nisha did 3,000 damage to that fight on a Spectre. And, well, we're going to move forward. Looks like EMP will go up. Somnus is going to lose all his mana. There's going to be the boat as well. Multicast goes out on Zai, but I don't think it's going to matter. Somnus is just going to get brought down pretty easily. On the max side, Yapsor is getting run down. It's 1-for-1 right now, and these fights non-stop. Ame taking so much damage, and because that Mask of Madness can't really do anything, just has to run away. There's going to be the ice path once more. Ogre goes down.
Oh, they're
Nisha
getting
with
the
the
exit.
double. And Chalice. Uh-oh.
Nice
oh,
blink.
yes. Wait. No ice path there to do it. But Zai blinks back in. Goes for FY. There's the ice path now. They're just going to run forward. There's the Solar Crest slowing them all down. Nice skewer to save him for now. Nisha, though, continuously chasing. Tries to leap away, but FY goes down and mid one gets the kill. All of a sudden, LGD is crumbling under their tier 1. Zai actually gets the call off after the
Aggro
time
Solar
block, and
Crest.
there we go.
Oh my god, he just melted. He was at 1 armor.
He just had nothing. And Zai, once again, these blink calls into the backside. You think the fight's over, but no. He gets a +1 every time. Nisha gets the tower. And all of a sudden, you've got a full Manta phase boots. Hannah Midas going Diffusal next on this Spectre.
Oh yeah, and that defusal time is insane.
More damn. Look at this. He had 3,000 at the last fight. 3,700 this fight. He's done about 7,000 damage in 2 minutes now.
Somebody get this guy a hat. He's shielding the sun. Man.
Please.
Please.
It's bright.
That's how most gamers look in the light. But I just want to say it's much easier for Spectre to play this game than it is for Void. I always like to look at the carry roll and think, what hero would I have an easier time
Doesn't, like,
pushing the proper buttons and positioning and all that kind of jazz?
Yeah.
And even if you get initiated on Spectre, that isn't necessarily a bad thing. That might actually be what you want to happen. On the other hand, on Void, if you get caught by 1 or 2 chain stuns, you might just get bursted full to 0.
And to your point about the Mask of Madness, like, I like it, but the moment you make a misplay here or there, or rather, once your team loses a fight, all of a sudden the fact that the enemy carry has a Midas and you don't becomes incredibly relevant, because the game isn't going to end anytime soon, and he will consistently outpace you throughout the game.
The one thing I liked about Vlad's, I know it sounds weird, but he's using time walk a lot in these fights, especially in the mid game, and I don't like Mask of Madness when time walk is a reliable way to survive in the fights. And I'm not necessarily saying he had to go Vlad's instead, but it just feels like he could be much more survivable.
I'd agree, but
without it.
I don't think Void, like, it's the same reason that game you were discussing, Huskar getting a Force Staff. Void is your hard carry. He's the real source of damage for LGD. They have 2 methods of just buffing a melee carry. Someone else needs to buy the Vlads.
Then how about he goes Vlad's on Mag, and then you get
Exactly.
a Yasha on Void going like, I just don't
Sure.
want the Mask of Madness,
Sure.
is what I'm saying. Like some stat item or some just nice item. You
I'd
know what I
agree.
mean by
In
nice,
fact,
just an all-around
I
okay
wouldn't-
item.
It's one of the rare games I wouldn't mind Assange and Yasha, just because status resist is so
Yeah.
good against Secret.
Somnus dodges the smoking. No, the tornado hits at 0.01 seconds.
Can
it looks
you
like
see that you hit an Invis hero with that?
it doesn't look like they know. And he's just sitting there. He's like, well,
They have Haunt.
Is
Good.
Ags the item? Oh, dude, they're gonna
They
chrono,
dump it into Chrono.
yeah, chrono into the tree storm.
Mhm.
It's gonna be much like the fall of Isengard. Not much you can do against angry ants throwing trees.
Look at this. X-Nova doesn't even get 1 point in that Ignite. Just 4-0-4 on this Ogre. Is going the Vlad's, but, you know, 5-position Ogre, it's going to take a little bit.
I think he's going Butterfly on Void next, just because it's a nice stat item, but more so he wants to disassemble this this mask.
I got to get rid of this, please.
I made a mistake. I should have listened to BSJ.
Yep. And, well,
Yep.
getting close to
Common
that
problem for
Butterfly,
carry
though.
players nowadays.
But I do respect the fact that, like, you know, this is what makes Ame a tier 1 carry, right? Because he makes this move, and honestly, it only became the wrong item once they lost that fight, and he's immediately switching off of it because he recognizes that it's not what he needs anymore.
And here we go. We did see Secret. They failed their smoke. PSG.LGD, they're going to look for one of their own, and there are a couple of heroes over here. It's Puppey as well as Yapsor. They're
Got the
playing
Ags.
pretty far back. Well, doesn't look like they'll find anyone. Secret heading more up towards the top side of the map now.
Yeah, both teams just content taking their respective bounty runes. LGD trying to capitalize on the fact that maybe somebody would go alone to pick those up, but Secret's better than that. It does get them a nice ward that sets up for pushing the tier 2 bottom and the tier 1 mid. Might get dewarded later, but the fact that you smoked means that they no way saw you do that ward.
Well, this tier 2 tower, as you said, will be going down pretty quickly. Or they have the glyph. We've seen them glyph a tier 2 before. Doubt they want them. No, they will do it.
So you just have to be careful now because there's going to be there's nothing you can do to stop the Void if he gets the chrono off. And then Somnus could theoretically just get 2 or 3 seconds of a tree channel, and whoever's caught inside is just going to go down. And if it's Spectre, because the BKB, you won't take dispersion damage.
Get ready. They're going to try
He's
to go
dead.
in. It will be Chalice. Chalice will get the
Whoa.
ulti up there. It's going to be a shrine. Can they get their
The
time?
mech.
They do with the
Oh
mech. And it's going to
my
be a
God.
two-man chrono. Ame doing so much damage. The axe is getting right-clicked. Hasn't gone down yet. Finally gets right-clicked down. The Spectre can't make it down the hill quite yet. Yes, he will. The Solar Crest saves him for now, or does it? Still ticking down, but will be okay because the Pirate Rum. Now,
Oh my
Somnus just destroying
FY
mid one
oh!
right now, but
They got him in the
can't,
fountain!
and they do get Nisha. FY, what a play. Mid
What did he do?
one.
Hit him with an arrow? I missed
No,
it.
he queued
Wow,
and it
mid one.
lands. Like, he was
Oh
near
my
enough, so the
gosh.
Starfall's going to land even if you TP out. It just takes a little
Wow.
delay.
Oh
And
my
they just
God.
killed all 3 cores of Secret in that fight. And the TP, FY up top, they
Yeah.
bait him in. And
they're-
Chalice getting the ulti off
Yeah.
the mech, the shrine. You fought into a shrine, right?
Indeed.
That's one of the deadly sins, I believe.
And you're fighting with melee heroes into a Magnus. There was a bit of stun overlap, and Secret
Yes.
get heavily punished. And all of a sudden now, Butterfly on Ame. He's going to
Not
start to take over the game.
disassembling the Mask of Madness, by the way. He bought another quarterstaff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he chose to just go for the more deeps.
Interesting. I figured he would split just because the Satanic is going to be so good in this game later on.
Yeah.
That's what allows you to
Yeah,
just...
he does have it queued up.
'Cause
So that's
you're
kind of
playing-
interesting.
Wait, Satanic's queued
Yeah,
up?
he had
Yeah.
a Satanic queued up.
Huh.
That's really weird.
It is.
Oh, wait, is the quarterstaff an MGD too? Hang
Well,
on.
there's going to be another fight. Yeah, looks like we will get a
It
call
is.
onto the Ogre. It will be an Ice Path. Looks like they can get this 5 position. Maybe not. E4 steps out. Zai is going to be in bad position because of Chalice and that nice skewer. Nice arrow as well from FY. A 1-for-1 trade, but Somnus in a little bit of trouble now. They are going to pop it. Desolate won't be there because Ame's over here helping out. And Nisha taking so much damage from those
All the
tree throws
bashes.
and the bash. One more. It
Another.
will be there.
Oh my God,
Ame
3
gets
of
the
them.
kill and now pops the BKB just to get Puppey. Another bash goes out there.
This guy's
Chalice
good.
chasing for more. Somnus wants somebody as well, but they will find Yapsor possibly. Ame has Chrono in 20. Probably doesn't want to use it. And yep, Yapsor's out of here. But another 3-for-0 trade.
I'm going to do some replay analysis later on the bash skill required
Yes.
by Ame. That was insane.
Just 2 in a row just to bash him down. And this Spectre had so much farm, but dies twice in a row. And
Yeah.
yep, look at that damage. Ame, he's smiling. 4.1k damage done.
And Ogre's got the Vlads coming out.
He does. And
For a long, in a
true
long
team
way.
fight
but
wins. But
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just so much damage. Like, you're because of the way the Soprano, we're going to
You
watch
see
the
it right
replay,
here.
yeah, you can see the initiation on the Ogre. We've discussed how awful this hero
And
is
he
as a
almost
target.
makes it out, too.
Yeah, Chalice with a nice skewer away onto Zai to prevent any sort of follow-up damage, and Ame just starts shredding him. Like, the Mask of Madness popped with the Butterfly. It's every item that Void gets, the damage output is just multiplied, right? So each item is like 2 or 3 times as effective. Thanks
Trying to jump in. Sorry, it looks like Ame. He takes a ton of damage because that Blade Molder is going to jump back. They're going to go in for the kill. Chalice has used his ulti already. The tree throws there. Zai, the only one to go down. X-Nova in the back. They are Mirana ulti. Somnus gets another one on Puppey. They try to get their tornado up. X-Nova will finally drop, and he gets the chrono. Will be only on Nisha, but that's the only one you need if you get this kill, and they will. The damage from FY and Tiny in that chrono. Nisha just died 3 times in about 3 minutes right here. This does not feel like a good spectacle. Look at the net worth, 17K to 13K now.
As I said, much easier to play Void this game.
Yeah, especially you have Ogre and Mag, so once you get ahead, you're scarily ahead, and you just can't deal with them anymore. He'll have a Satanic finished up soon, and then it's just like, how do you kill him? Yeah.
Even more survivability.
So I did not actually say that, and I'm completely blown away by the fact that LGD is just able to take these fights so well with the blink daggers and the skill-based stuff against the heroes that Secret has.
Yeah. It's the Void BKB, I think. I think the decision to skip Maelstrom was just necessary because at this, like, Ame just gets the chrono off BKBs, and there's no way for Secret to deal with him. He can ignore the dispersion damage completely, and just someone dies. And if you find that one kill, it's very easy for LGD to chase for more. 7K, the gold lead now. Echo Saber.
Secret kind of has damage issues. They went Manta Diffusal on Spectre, and they went all these utility items on mid one.
Yeah, we were discussing whether or not he'd go Radiance, and we liked the Solar Crest, but Solar Crest and Pipe and a Plate Mail.
Ooh. Ame? Possibly in trouble. No, the Ice Path won't hit.
Is he going to disassemble is the be-all, end-all question here. He has Silver Edge queued up as well. Beautiful item this game.
Yeah, he's disassembling.
Also, BSG, I think you were talking about it with Gunner earlier. There's a cool interaction, right, with Echo Saber plus the tree throw, right?
Yes, it slows on every attack from the tree, from the Acceptor. Tree volley.
Really?
Yes, every single attack applies the Echo Saber 0.8 seconds slow. So they're pretty much
You just can't
perma-slow.
get out of it.
So they're just stuck in the volley.
If they don't have mobility or BKB or anything like that, yes, they are.
And they're going to move forward. Mid one just gets first hit bashed immediately. They're baiting it in on the backside. He is going to hit another ulti, and Ame just jumps on him. They don't even need the arrow that flies through. He does too much damage. Puppey, they don't even care about him. They want to chase a more important target. It's going to be mid one. He gets multi-casted. There's going to be the double starfall, and Ame just right-click after right-click. Samus already killed Puppey as well. Mid one will run away for now, but it won't matter. Ame continuously chasing him down. There comes the tree volley, and mid one just gets right-clicked down. Well, he lives for a bit, but it doesn't matter. This is looking to be a 2-0 for PSG.LGD. They don't have creeps, though. They can't even bring down this tier 2 tower. They're coming, though. Slowly but surely.
They're looking good. They're playing with confidence, very poised.
Yeah, I mean, they've just won 5 fights in a row. Like, just straight up, they've lost maybe Ogre twice, and that's about it. Feels like everything is coming up, LGD. Now, there goes the tier 3. Melee racks so quickly. Now Zai will blink forward. He does have that blade. No, there's going to be a skewer all the way back, though. Ame makes it out. Are they going to leave Chalice? No, he's so tanky. Doesn't even carry. Will pop the pipe. Just empowers Ame. And, well, Chalice, looks like you are left to die, but guess what? You got a full set of racks. You did your job. X-Nova dies as well. The tornado. Ooh, close to hitting Ame.
Satanic is such a better item now that you can lifesteal off of illusions.
Yeah, that's one of the most...
You used to not be able to do that.
It used to change the relation. I think Spectre was much better against Void back at that, before that, because if you weren't attacking the real one, you'd end up just dying because like, lifesteal effectively is worthless.
Yeah.
And that changed.
He just used a Haunt Illusion to gain all of his health back. And they are trying to force Roche. They forced the buyback on Mag. They only have the chrono. They don't have the Mag RP for another 23 seconds.
You got the tree volley as well, though, which feels like pretty much a
He's
gigantic
chucking him.
balloon. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, see how
Even
slow.
Roche.
Yeah, see how slow Roche is continuously applying that Echo Saber.
And now he's just chilling. Roche chilling a little farther up. Now he'll walk back. And
He's
Ame
just
just
going
goes
in.
in. Yeah, he's like, you know what? Seems to be an easy
I'm
Roche.
surprised it took them this long. Isn't this first Roche? It's 33
It is.
minutes in.
There's just been so many fights. They forgot. They're like, oh yeah, we could do that.
Both
And are
teams
they
just
gonna
have so
walk
much
in?
stuff they can chuck into the pit. It's kind of hard to Roche.
He's going to be torn. It does only hit the Roche. Dagger flies through. Neither team wants to fully commit. Arrow is going to fly, and it actually hits Nisha on the back line. There's going to be the boat. It only hits onto one. It is going to be Chalice. He hasn't used his ulti quite yet. He does have a wand. There's going to be the tree volley going in, doing so much damage, but Chalice is the first one to fall. They do get a toss in the air. Zai looking to be the next one to die. That Solar Crest keeping alive for a little bit. X-Nova dies as well. Gem does get dropped, but they're going for mid one. The BKB pops, so the Ice Path won't do anything, and he will get the kill. He does. Ame does get called now. Zai getting bashed up. First hit. Ame makes it out. Has the Spirit Vessel, though. Cold snapped as well, just getting permanently stunned. It looks like they might be able to bring him down. This could be a Roche. He goes down. Arrow flies in. Hits Zai, and oh my goodness, Samus shreds them all. He even makes it out. The Cold Snap, the Battle Hunger, and the Spirit Vessel. It doesn't matter.
You can't ask for a better fight open from Secret. They kill the one hero without buyback on the enemy team, but it's just PSG.LGD. They do too much damage. They had to all in for Chalice, and it
doesn't feel good.
And a DD for Void, man.
It's just the Guardian Greaves on this Mirana, just
Yeah,
keeping everyone alive. And they're going in. The Alacrity's there. The tree throw. Will that actually get the kill on Roche? Might be helping Niche out. He snatches it. They do get the kill on it. Ame goes in. That's going to be the Aegis. No, he makes it over. But they need to get it, and now he's in a bad position. They have the double damage. No chrono. Do you go for this kill?
Bloodlust
Arrow will fly out. It does hit. We have an Ignite going. He can't get the stun off because he does get Ice Path on the back. Ame trying to chase for more with that. They're going to bring down Nisha. Looks like he runs uphill. Puppy just getting destroyed. He's there. Nice arrow, and that's going to be the gem. Holy smokes. The neutral does kill Nisha, but Nisha's dead. And this is looking rough. Do they just lose another set of racks here?
yeah.
And
dude, not necessarily. They do have Spectre buyback.
Can we? How much damage? Tiny is just going insane
Yeah.
right now. He has a Chrysalis, almost has a full Daedalus. This Tiny, I don't know. He is doing so much damage.
This is something I think we may be seeing on the main stage, folks.
Tiny Void?
Tiny specifically,
Yeah,
yeah. Because
it's crazy.
it's one of those TI heroes, a lot like Earthshaker, right? Where I'm not saying like. This will sound weird. It's not like low skill, but it's simple, right?
Yeah.
And it's got tons of burst, versatile in lanes, in rolls, and you just do so much damage. And it's not it's not complicated to get it off, much like a Kunkka would be, right? It's a lot more difficult to use your spells properly as Kunkka in the middle of a fight, whereas Tiny's just, hey, throw trees over there. It's a ton of damage, especially with the Echo Saber. Is that I guess that's an intended interaction, but
Yeah, it's just that the Echo Saber only goes on cooldown if your hero actually attacks.
Yeah.
So every item in the game or ability that applies, just like Monkey King ult and stuff, as long as your Echo Saber is off cooldown, they will apply. So it is an intentional interaction.
And don't forget, he always has the Empower while he's doing this.
Oh,
so
yeah.
he is just
Bonus
killing
100
everyone.
or it's 40% now, so it's a bonus 100 damage from the Empower.
every single tree.
That is a lot.
You saw 33.2k hero damage done in 36 minutes. He's almost doing 1,000 damage a minute to heroes.
he's going for a second Daedalus as well. That's what he has queued
Let's
up.
go.
Why not?
Yep. Ogre as well. Look at, he has a Vlad. He has a full medallion. Now, this is your 5 position. You know you're in a pretty good spot when X-Nova's this far.
Lotus Orb as well on the Mirana, just enabling his team to play Dota.
They're not even waiting for Ame level
Autumn.
25.
Will
They're
there
just
be an
gonna dive.
arrow? Oh, skewer and arrow missed. They're going to get back for now.
They had a ward that saw him X himself there. That's why they were able to basically throw their abilities at him.
And now Void Butterfly, Silver. He has Satanic and Backtrack with the evasion. It's near impossible to take him down.
They're going to try to go in right here. He is going to be silenced. He has the Lotus Orb now. X-Nova is just kind of running into the base. Nisha took so much damage right there from just a stun from Ogre and the tree volley. They are going to try to permanently disable this Faceless Void, but I don't even know if he's taking damage at this point. He's just going to right-click. It's going to be on to Nisha. There's going to be a nice call again by Zai, but it doesn't matter. Trees everywhere. There's going to be an Ice Path locking him down. Mid one going to try to make it out. There is going to be Ame just running out. Nisha has bought back. He pops his ultimate. Does he want to jump in? Not quite yet. Arrow flies. Oh, blink out by Somnus. And now they move forward. Starstorm almost killing mid one there.
The
And
Silver
Ame,
Edge.
they just instantly kill Nisha, and that's a GG call. That was a dieback, and PSG.LGD, they didn't just beat Secret. They beat him convincingly 2 games in a row. 2, exactly the same, right? 2 38-minute games. And they look clean. This game especially.
Oh, yeah.
They won 9 fights or something like that in